things are. Not one other company does that. And so it's not really anything that, as you go maybe and go to a respective store that you're going to sit there and go, okay, that makes a difference. It does when you look at the collective. When you look at the company holistically, from top to bottom, and it really is not a top to bottom thing. It's, kind of more of a linear thing. They're good people, and they care about not just, the community. They care about people being happy. And if you aren't getting good rest, you're probably not happy, and you probably didn't go to sleep train.
So you better go there. That's the whole message here. You need to go there. You need to throw yourself in your car or walk to your car. You don't have to throw yourself. Walk to your car, get in that car, and go to Sleep Train in Albany, in Corvallis, in Eugene, or in Springfield. And when you walk through those doors, say, "Hey guys, Bill and Rob from the Wake Up Call sent me." Cool, huh? And they'll nod in affirmation.
Holloway in London and the Wake Up Call. News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Beautiful start to a Thursday. It is July 14th. Welcome in. 1120 KPNW for you're one of our 15. Then we are doing the salute and the secret handshake. If you're not, in due time. In due time. We have to make sure that the security check and everything comes back. The credit check. And then we'll make sure you get all the Dakota rings and the sashes and the sombreros. We talked about this Pokemon Go craze and how it's ridiculously popular, but also, so dangerous. And, knock on Formica, no one's lost life. But it seems like every single day there's somebody getting hurt. Somebody just got stabbed and continued to play. And that's making news. 2 former Marines in California were playing on Tuesday. And they saw a guy harassing a woman and her kids, so they pulled him away, called the cops, and it turns out he's wanted for attempted murder. They were playing in Fullerton, California. Of course, Nintendo stock jumped 25%. The company's worth jumped by $9 billion. So, what would be the natural? Okay, so if you want to jump on the craze and continue and make even more money, what do? Think about a Pokemon movie. No deal in print, but
Pokemon!
Just be ready for that.
Pokemon!
Probably just in time as the craze is kind of dwindling and people are kind of burned out on it. That's when we get it.
Yeah, I just like the idea of Pokemon in surround sound. God, how awesome would that be in a movie theater with those huge, big sounds? Pokemon! God. How are they making? I don't understand how they're making money on this, because isn't the Pokemon Go app actually supposed to be free?
That's what I thought.
So I'm wondering how they're monetizing it. It must be ads that are somehow popping up after you find a Pokemon, and something pops up, and then
how are any of these free apps making money?
Well, advertisements of some sort.
Yeah,
generally.
So, I mean, how old? When was that?
I thought Pokemon
in the playing
was like
surface.
about 15 years ago.
That's what I thought. 20 years
ago. Well, I mean, that explains why you've got people that are actually adults that are out doing it.
Right.
It's like I was surprised when I went to the Transformer movies with my son, or movie. I went to the first one, which was god-awful. How many adults there were. There were more adults than there were kids in that movie. Brady was.
You mean adults without kids? So,
yes.
So 2 adults went to go see it.
Yes, and then I talked to a coworker who was of that generation and a latchkey kid. And he's like, "Oh, man," he goes, "we used to watch every day. We come home and watch all my friends and stuff, and that was like the thing." Oh, all right. Well, that explains it. I did not realize that.
You sure they weren't just Shia LaBeouf fans?
Well, that's possible.
Yeah. I-5 milepost 159 through Milepost 176 south of Cottage Grove by about 15 miles. The southbound lanes are affected with a construction zone. We're talking about severe congestion, and they got delays down there. So if you're headed southbound, say from anywhere north of Cottage Grove, just be ready for a little. And that's a couple of miles there, 159 through 176. Oh, now what was the deal with 101 yesterday?
They're still they have been dealing with this. Now this was what? I think Monday when
5 miles south of Yachats.
Right. So you had a fully loaded chip truck that went gunny. And they had 101 closed almost the entirety of the day Monday.
You said till 11 o'clock at night.
Mm-hmm. And they were doing whatever they were doing. And then the next day, they were still out there working on it. And then yesterday, another thing came through as well. You may be subject to single lane or complete lane, dual lane closures, etc. As they're trying to, I don't. The thing must be caught in a tree. I have no idea. They're still trying to. They were, as of yesterday, still trying to remove the thing. I don't know. I mean, I'm
did it go down an embankment?
Yeah, I guess. I'm still trying to visualize exactly what that spot is. I mean, I'm going to probably be correct in my estimation that it's in an area where it's not convenient to pull a fully loaded semi-truck out of.
Like so many places are.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's not like it just went off the side of the road on I-5.
Well, some frustrated tourists and campers, people out there looking forward to getting their vacation jump-started. And what do? You sit and wait. Well,
for people that like dump trucks and tow trucks and things like that, just like to watch them.
Yeah, I mean, good point, because it's a good view.
Right.
You probably have something nice to look at. All right. I
wonder how they're going to attach that.
Sunny and 84 degrees today. A little breezy. Winds out of the north.
Tow truck has a boom.
10 to 20. Clear with a little breeze overnight. Low down to 50. And then tomorrow, another gorgeous day. Heading into the weekend, if you've got outdoor activity, and why wouldn't you? Saturday, 10% chance of rain. Cloudy, a little bit of cloud cover, but mainly sunny and 80. Sunday, clouds move in and a high of 75. So I think that's doable, right?
Yeah, that falls under the category of doable.
A doable weekend?
That's a doable weekend.
And you'll be in Idaho.
Yeah, Burley. Never been to Burley. Looking forward to exploring Burley. Burley is down by Twin Falls. Another place I'm looking forward to exploring. And I noticed, I was looking at a map, appears to be about 60 to 75 miles due east from a town called Dick Shooter in Idaho. I was like, are you looking forward to checking that out as well? I was thinking that I might divert my
Just do a whole Idaho tour.
Yeah.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Of course, if you're new to the show, he does some boat thing where they go around
in these boats that are kind of fast and stuff like that. Apparently, a creek is also named after that same place. So,
Dick Shooter Creek?
Yeah.
Is it famous?
I guess if you live nearby.
Oh.
I had to Google it. Decided I would have to Google that, and I did. And there's a butte as well. A butte to go along with it. Wow. Mm-hmm. That's going to be a nice little tour. Oh, yeah. You might not be coming back for a while. Oh, no. Checking out Idaho. All right, stand by. We're going to talk about a new sweet drug. Ooh, it's coming up next on 1120 KPNW.
For 37 years, we've been saying that Hertz Car Sales is the better way to buy a car. But what does that mean for you, the customer? What is the better way? Scott Hoysh here from Hertz Car Sales Superstore, right here in Eugene. What we're talking about is a process that's different and transparent on every level. We clearly mark the prices on all of our vehicles. When you come in, we're not going to pass you off to a manager or a professional closer. We treat you like we would want to be treated ourselves. With a Northwest Superstore inventory of more than 1,000 vehicles and over 50 financing sources, we're here to help you find the exact vehicle that you want with financing that you can afford. Right now, through the entire month of July, you can save even more at our Red, White, and Blue sales event. Come in or click to discover the better way to buy a car. West 11th and the Beltline, where Hertz Car Sales will save you money.
Don't miss the Red, White, and Blue sales event going on right now, but only for a limited time on West 11th, just off the Beltline, and always online at HertzEugene.com. Hertz Car Sales of Eugene, the better way to buy a car.
Summertime, time to get in the car and go. Road trips can be great fun, but can turn the inside of your car into a mess. I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Accidental spills from road stops and barbecue takeout can really ruin your vehicle's carpet. Good thing there's WeatherTech to the rescue. WeatherTech floor liners are made from the highest quality American-made materials and laser measured to perfectly fit and protect your vehicle. To learn more about our full line of automotive accessories, go to WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats.
You're unique, so why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a custom mattress costs thousands, until now. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you, for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to HelixSleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to HelixSleep.com/go and get $50 off your order. HelixSleep.com/go.
I wasn't prepared to be a caregiver to Mom, but a little over a year ago, we realized she couldn't take care of herself without our help. And well, how could I not be there for her? I had no idea how hard it would be, and just what I would need to know. Things I never thought of, like how to improve her mood, and even for me, ways to stay positive. Luckily, I found the Caregiving Resource Center from AARP. It had articles about the basics that got me started, but also information about the hurdles I was facing in this new role. I could even connect with experts and hear from others who had been in my place. I know this road we're on isn't an easy one, but I'm really happy to have the extra help for her and for me.
Caregiving Resource Center at aarp.org/caregiving. Articles, tips, and tools to help you both care for your loved one and care for yourself. This message is brought to you by AARP and the Ad Council.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning to you and yours. If you're headed out in the next few minutes, we've got a very calm weather pattern. Mostly clear skies out there, if not completely clear. Temps in the mid to low 50s and light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. We've got a pocket of high pressure that moved up from California. The good news is it's fairly weak. Not only will it keep the skies clear and the storm systems away, it won't have the ability to shoot the temps above 90 in most locations. That means this afternoon, mostly sunny skies dominate. Highs will be in the mid 80s to a couple of upper 80s. And winds, they're going to pick up in the afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20, with a few gusts up to 25. Now, we are tracking the next chance at rain. This high pressure will break down sometime Saturday morning, and a very weak system up off the edge of Canada will slide into the Pacific Northwest, bringing you chances of showers and cooler temps starting Saturday night into Sunday and even Monday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, NBC 16 Weather Center. Hoping you have a great day out there.
This is Congressman Peter DeFazio.
It's great that you're listening to the Wake Up Call here on 1120 KPNW, and I always find the show a great way to get the day started. We'll take that. Yeah, Bill?
The Wake Up Call with Holloway in London. News Radio 1120 KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. Mention about the place in Idaho called Dick Shooter. Somebody sends a picture of a sign with a rather feral-looking individual underneath it that says Crazy Woman Creek. They're saying that potentially they could be nearby each other. It's possible. I can't think of any place in Oregon that has a truly... Well, a Crazy Woman Creek. And I think there is a, is it a river? I think it's like Donner and Blitzen River, or it's over by French Glen. I'm trying to think of what it is. It's named after some of Santa's reindeer. It's a river over there. I think it's Donder and Blitzen. Thunder. Well, that's the way Donder was spelled. It was Dunder. I think that's the name of the creek. Probably Bill Harsey, who goes over there every year, will send us an email, one of our 15, that will clarify that. Anyway, that's another one of our weird named places here in Oregon. So right now, we are waiting for our next guest because we're going to be talking about drugs. And in particular, a new sweet drug, and I have never heard of this, which is, at this point, quickly replacing alcohol and meth across Western Europe. And they're saying it also is said to be some sort of brain booster and an energy-rising supplement, which is why, of course, it would be replacing methamphetamines. And it turns people into, essentially, partygoers into Energizer bunnies. And we're hopefully going to be chatting with John Dyben. We've had him on the show before. He's from Origins Recovery Centers, and he'll be joining us in just a second. Is he there? I'm sorry, what, Rob? John, are you there?
I am here.
Oh, okay. Hang on a second while we try to figure out why we're getting the...
We were on hold on 2 lines.
Oh, got it. Anyway, John, thanks for being with us this morning. Okay, so this new drug, at least at this point, is not on any watch or illegal list. Am I correct on that?
Right, and it's not new. It's been around for hundreds and realistically thousands of years. It's been used by the ancient Aztecs and other native cultures. And I don't think that we will ever see this go on any schedule. It literally is the exact same powder that you make your Hershey bar with. It's just that, with a Hershey bar, they take the cacao, it's a legume, actually, and they take it and they cook it and they process it and they make it into a powder and mix it with sugar and milk, and there you've got a Hershey bar. With this, they don't cook it. They just cold press it and they make a powder of it, and so it's very raw. They don't do anything else with it. And chocolate, or which, the cacao, the cocoa has a lot of things in it. It has caffeine in it. It has theobromide in it, which is a stimulant, but that also produces euphoria. It has a lot of magnesium in it. That's why, chocolate literally can relax people. And this is just the pure raw form of it. So it means that all of those chemicals are in a more concentrated and so a more highly powerful state.
And totally legal. Which is not a surprise. I mean, we're talking about essentially cocoa dust here.
That's right.
Where does a person find this? I mean, I don't think I've been in plenty of health food stores, and I don't remember walking down the bulk aisle or any place else and seeing raw cocoa powder.
Actually, you will find it in a lot of health food stores, and again, it's with 2016, so you can get just about anything online pretty easily. I haven't done an Amazon search for it, but I would bet a donut that if I looked for it on Amazon, I could probably find it. Because again, this is something that it's used as a superfood and a health supplement. It's not illegal. I don't think there's any chance of it becoming illegal at any point. So it's pretty readily available.
So how do they take it? Are they just eating it? Are they snorting it? What are they doing?
And this is where some of the concern, where some of the red flags come up, and where probably why we're talking. So it can be put into drinks. It can be eaten. You can even make, bars out of it, just like chocolate bars. But about 10 years ago, a little less than 10 years ago in Belgium, in the club scene in Europe, people began to develop, they would cut it with other things, and they would begin snorting it. So one of the things that, I think is concerning people is anytime people see anything being snorted, there's a big alarm. And the reality is that if you had to, put a list of all the drugs to be concerned about, this would certainly be at the bottom, but that doesn't mean that there's no concern at all. And anytime you have people trying more and more different ways to extract a mood-altering effect from something, a red flag should go up. So they're snorting it. It can be taken in pills. It can be taken in powder form. It can be put into drinks. All of those things.
How marked are the effects? I mean, if I go out and snort a line of cocoa, and I'm talking about the raw cocoa, am I just going to get totally buzzed from this, or is it just going to be, oh, well, I guess I feel a little different. Yeah, I'm kind of, I'm getting caffeine high. I mean, is that going to be it, or is it something where it's like taking a other illicit drug?
That's another place where you'll get 100 different answers from 100 different people. So neurochemically, it is not going to have even anywhere near the effect of cocaine or some of the more powerful stimulants, nowhere near. But there are reports, and when you talk to people who actually do this, they'll tell you that it gives them a sense of euphoria and that it gives them a lot of energy for a long time. But the people that I've spoken to that have talked to me, that have told me that, they were all in clubs, and so it was all part of, their whole expectation that I'm going to have more energy. So I think that certainly there is more energy. You get a little buzz, you get a little stimulant buzz and a sense of euphoria, but a lot of it probably also has to do with the setting that you're in and the expectation. There is a placebo effect that is, you might have, we've heard of people who, who think they can't survive without their morning coffee, and somebody switches their morning coffee and to decaf, and they don't know they're drinking decaf, and it still has an, kind of an energizing effect on them. So it has some effect, but the reality is, I think that perception, whether a person perceives that it's going to work or not, probably has a lot to do with that.
Okay, and one of our 15, and we have 15 great listeners, sent a link, and yes, HealthWorks cocoa powder, 3 pounds, value pack, raw, organic, USDA certified on Amazon.
So I get a donut somewhere.
You get a donut somewhere. What about this whole idea that it causes a brain rush and that it's brain boosting? Where does that come from?
So it's a stimulant. So it has caffeine and theobromide. These are stimulants that, they work. They help, if anybody out there has ADD and they've ever, taken a psychostimulant, they know that, like Ritalin or anything like that, they know it really works. If you've, ever had to study and you've, had a lot of caffeine, you know that it really does make you, help you focus. So it's temporary, and it, but it definitely can work. And again, it works for different amounts for different people. But anytime you're utilizing a psychostimulant like caffeine, it will, for most people, give them the effect that they are able to focus more. And so they'll feel smarter. They'll feel more focused.
Final question. Would this, using cocoa this way, would it fall into a category of risky behavior?
It all depends. So if if you took that and you took out using cocoa powder and you put in coffee or you put in energy drinks. I was recently in an ER talking to an ER nurse, and she says, we're starting to see 30-year-olds come in with the early signs of congestive heart failure, and it's solely because of the amount of energy drinks that they're drinking, because it puts a stress on the heart. So if somebody has an energy drink, that in and of themselves, that's isn't going to necessarily be a harm. So whereas if someone does heroin, every time they could harm themselves, they could die. If someone has an energy drink, if someone uses cacao, there's not that major danger or concern. But every chronic or overuse of any chemical at all, it doesn't matter what it is, has the potential to do harm.
All right. John, thanks for joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning. We appreciate it.
You bet. Glad to be here.
All right. Always glad to have you on the show. John Dyben from Origins Recovery Center is joining us on the Wake Up Call this morning. It is 6:51, News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Summer is sizzling, and so are the prices at SM Gun Shop. For the month of July, SM Gun Shop is having their big summer sale. Save up to 25% off on hunting rifle ammo, and don't forget your reloading supplies. SM Gun Shop on River Road in Eugene since 1980.
Ever notice that the last 3 letters in American spell can? Maybe that's why we want to say we can shop online. We can use free Wi-Fi. And we can give our social security number and other personal information to our bank if we want to. But the fact that we can do all of those things exposes personal information that can lead to identity theft. At LifeLock, we believe you have the right to be free to do everything you do every day. So we use proprietary technology to detect and alert you to a huge variety of identity threats. And we have a US-based team who will work to resolve issues if your identity ever is stolen. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you can live with more peace of mind. Membership starts at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. And if you become a LifeLock member now, you can get 10% off. Go to lifelock.com and enter promo code NEWS. LifeLock.
Tired of long wait times and high prices at your local boat repair shop? The Boat Dock LLC Marine Repair in Springfield has the fastest turnover. With state-of-the-art test equipment and on-site test tank, the jobs are done right the first time. From simple tune-ups and water pumps to complete repowers on all types of marine power boats, the Boat Dock LLC is the shop to visit at 1252 30th Street in Springfield, a Better Business Bureau accredited business. Visit their website at eugeneboatrepair.com. That's eugeneboatrepair.com.
I'm Gary Conley with today's Money Minute. Yesterday I suggested that Italian banks desperately need a bailout before they cause the entire European banking system to collapse. That could happen because Italians have a giant wad of bad loans on their books, some that have been sold to other banks across Europe and beyond. There are also issues with the way they're valuing reserves. In a word, they're inflated. However, there's a major problem with doing a traditional bailout because Eurozone rules now require what's called a bail-in for at least 8% of the liabilities before a country can inject capital into a bank or its system. Here's the nugget. Bail-in means the stockholders have to eat the first losses. If that's not enough, then bondholders are next in line. But the Italian banks are in such bad shape that the required bail-in would wipe out not only the traditional stock and bondholders, but would also crush many of their depositors who were sold subordinated debt in a bank because it pays more interest than a real deposit, like say a CD. These people think they have money in the bank, but they are actually investors too. Last year, the Italians bailed in about 100,000 investors in 4 small banks. The political fallout was fierce, and probably enough to keep this from happening on a wider scale. More soon. I'm Gary Conley, and that's today's Money Minute.
Do you dance badly or hug in public? That's okay. You don't have to be perfect to be the perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love to put up with you. Call 1-888-200-4005 or visit adoptuskids.org for more information. A message from the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, Adopt Us Kids, and the Ad Council.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, conditions are fairly calm. We've got completely clear skies out there. Temps right now in the low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. Now, we do have a few clouds on the coast. I expect those will be gone by 10 a.m. as the high pressure is firmly in control. But the best news of all, this isn't your typical pocket of high pressure. It's fairly weak and it'll keep the skies clear. But the best news of all, it won't shoot the temps into the 90s or 100s. Mostly this afternoon, we'll see mid-80s across the region to a few high 80s. Winds will pick up in the afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20 with a few gusts up to 25 or even 30, so be prepared for a breezy afternoon and have to pick up your patio furniture when you get home. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a fantastic day.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Stocks are rising in early trading, adding gains for a 5th day, extending to new records as speculation grows for looser global monetary policies. Meanwhile, better than forecast profit from J.P. Morgan Chase is boosting optimism for bank earnings. The Dow is up 127 points at 18,499. The S&P 500 is up 12 at 2165, and the Nasdaq is up 28 at 5034. Shares of J.P. Morgan Chase are up about 2% following the earnings report this morning. And crude oil is higher, up about 1.5% now at $45.39 a barrel. Among other stocks moving on corporate news this morning is Yum Brands. The owner of Taco Bell, Pizza Hut, and KFC is up about 4.4% right now after reporting earnings in the latest quarter that beat analyst estimates. One more check of the Dow, up 119 points now. Gina Cervetti, Bloomberg Radio.
3 years ago, a guy named Louis Cherry and his wife Marcia Gordon decided to build a house in Oakwood, North Carolina. It's an historic upscale Raleigh suburb. They got approval. It didn't hurt that Mr. Cherry is an architect. Construction was going great until their neighbors stepped in. Gail Weisner, real estate agent who lives across the street, believed the new house had too many modern features. And since she was offended, it had to stop. Ms. Weisner went into action, and the approval to build the house was overturned. The certificate of appropriateness needed to build was withdrawn. Construction came to a halt. Next, a county court ruled the couple could build their house. But the still offended Ms. Weisner again got construction halted and took the case to the Court of Appeals. Ms. Weisner argued that her neighbor's house did not fit in the neighborhood and that it would lower property values. She also argued that she'd been negatively impacted by drive-by media crews trying to ambush her into doing interviews. Well, this week the appeals court ruled, and they said even if Ms. Weisner was correct about the house design, she failed to prove that she had been hurt. So after 3 years of aggravation, Louis Cherry and his wife could finally build their house on their property with their design, paid for with their money. The offended neighbor is in real estate. If she's still offended, maybe she can find another place to live. Isn't the onus on her? And then go complain there.
Each franchise independently owned and operated. Offer good on selected product at participating franchises only. Some restrictions may apply. Ask for details.
You're going to love this house. It just came on the market. It's gorgeous inside. Here we are.
Oh my gosh, look at this room. The window coverings are stunning. It's straight out of a magazine.
Isn't it incredible? The best part? They didn't even hire a decorator. Budget Blinds did it all.
Budget blinds?
Yep, Budget Blinds. They'll give you a free in-home consultation, do all the measuring and installation, and give you the best warranty in the industry.
I'll take it.
The house?
No, the number for Budget Blinds.
Right now, it's the biggest sale of the year at Budget Blinds. Call now to schedule your free in-home consultation and receive incredible savings, promotions, and upgrades, including free invisible tilt on shutters. There's never been a better time to get the decor of your dreams. But hurry, the biggest sale of the year ends soon. Call your locally owned Budget Blinds. 1-800-650.
You decide. This is News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield, USA.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony. Who will Donald Trump pick as his running mate?
I just want to pick somebody that's very good. I want to pick somebody who's solid, who's smart. I'm not looking for an attack dog.
Well, he's narrowed it down to 3, maybe 2. Most of the speculation swirls around Newt Gingrich and Indiana Governor Mike Pence. The VP announcement will be tomorrow morning. Today, Republicans are working out the rules for next week's convention. Fox's Jared Halpern live in Cleveland.
A bit of a delay for the Rules Committee this morning because of what's described as a major printer paper jam. That paper created by delegates who want to propose changes to the convention's rules, including Rule 16, which establishes how delegates are bound to follow state primary and caucus results. Supporters of a rule change want to free delegates to vote their conscience on the convention floor, potentially setting up a floor fight here next week to pick a nominee other than Donald Trump. That is not popular among RNC leaders. Chairman Reince Priebus telling delegates it is time for Republicans to stand together. Dave.
Jared, most Americans aren't happy that Trump and Hillary Clinton are the major candidates this year. 81% say in a new AP GFK poll they'd feel afraid if the one they don't vote for wins. 1 in 4 surveyed are scared of both. A new Fox poll gives Clinton a 7-point lead over Trump in Virginia, where she'll campaign today. Clinton's up by 10 in Colorado. The funeral is today for the black man in Minnesota killed by police at a traffic stop.
Philando Castile's mother, Valerie, called him a martyr. She said Castile told the officer who pulled him over that he had a gun. His girlfriend said she told the officer that he had a permit to carry that gun. An attorney for the police officer who killed Castile said race was not the factor, the presence of a gun was. Audio tapes reveal cops pulled Castile over because they thought he looked like a robbery suspect. Jessica Rosenthal, Fox News.
Protests over his death and Alton Sterling's shooting in Louisiana sparked nationwide protests. 5 police officers were murdered at one of those in Dallas. President Obama will host a televised town hall on race relations today. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
My name is Bobby. I'm a veteran and lost my leg to a roadside bomb. My victory was going from a wheelchair to becoming a weightlifting champion.
I'm Sam. I'm a veteran. My victory was finding a career I can be proud of and supporting my family.
America's veterans are on their most important tour, the tour of their lives.
I'm a veteran. My victory was going from homeless to home.
At DAV, we're on a mission to help veterans get the benefits they've earned.
I'm a veteran, and my victory was finishing my education.
DAV offers veterans of all generations a lifetime of support for victories great and small.
My victory was proving that disability is not a limitation.
My victory was getting my service dog a new best friend.
We help more than 1 million veterans every year as they face and conquer their challenges.
My victory is being able to be there for my family.
When America's veterans win, we all win. Help us support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
There is a rally on Wall Street this morning. Some big gains. Fox Business Network's Nicole Petalides live at the New York Stock Exchange.
That's right, Dave. Big gains and records. Once again, the Dow and the S&P 500 have now moved to all-time record highs here intraday. Yesterday, we saw closing highs for those two indices, and the Nasdaq is back in the green after pulling back some yesterday, and still in the green for the year 2016, which is notable. Right now, we see the Dow up 147 points at 18,519. The Nasdaq up 24. The S&P 500 up 14. Everybody's eagerly awaiting the new IPO today. Line, that is only looking to the upside but has not yet priced. Yum Brands up 3%. JP Morgan up almost 2%, both on quarterly numbers. Dave.
Thank you, Nicole. The price of oil is up about a $0.50. It's back over $45 a barrel, while gas remains the same as yesterday. AAA's national average still a fraction under $2.22 a gallon for regular. A spike in energy costs in June sent wholesale inflation higher. Producer prices rose 0.5%, the biggest increase in 13 months. Now, a car that doesn't need gas is facing more safety scrutiny.
Consumer Reports is urging Tesla Motors to disable its automatic steering function in its autopilot system. The National Highway Traffic Safety Administration is investigating a May 7th fatal crash in Florida involving the Model S autopilot. Consumer Reports says Tesla should require drivers to keep their hands on the wheel and should stop referring to the system as autopilot. Ginny Cosola, Fox News.
Now, Tesla, it says that it does tell drivers to be alert at all times, ready to take control at any time. At golf's British Open, the major tournament, an American is in the lead. Patrick Reed is at 5 under par. 5 other Americans are 1 stroke behind. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. Hour number 2 of a Thursday go round. Sunshine today, high of about 84. Clear with a little bit of a breeze tonight, 10 to 20 out of the north. Low down to 50. And then gorgeous, pretty much heading into the weekend with some clouds on Sunday. So, yesterday we had our annual quiz, our personality test to see who should be the other playing partner on the Wake Up Call golf team in tomorrow's tournament. And unfortunately, we had Jason, 1/3 of our 3-candidate list, have to pull out. Okay, so we went with Frank and with Tim. And I must have told Tim 3 or 4 times the tournament is at 8 o'clock Friday morning. Any problem with that? Nothing was raised as far as an objection. He ends up winning the personality, our little contest. That's when it comes out that he can't get there till 10, maybe 10:30, and he's got to borrow his brother-in-law's clubs. He's not even a regular golfer. I said, well, when was the last time you golfed?
There's nothing wrong with having to borrow somebody's clubs. I don't see there's a
But I mean,
sin
if
in
you
that.
if you haven't golfed in 10 to 15 years,
Yeah.
then I think that should have at least come up. Not that that would make you ineligible, but the fact that he can't really, he's got things going on in the morning and he can't get there till maybe 11 o'clock.
Well, why don't you just call him up and go, you know what, don't worry about it. I'm not going to golf either, and we'll just go up to Canby and drive go-karts. Why don't you just do that?
Maybe next year.
See, I actually considered doing something because, you know,
hang on.
You have your little golf thing.
Hang on. Let me just finish the thought. So Frank is our upstanding standby. Frank, who's one of our 15, and who already volunteered to do. I mean, he said, "Hey, if I don't get chosen, I still want to come out and help out and volunteer for the tournament." So he's just a good guy. So he's going to be our playing partner, and I think we're going to have a good time. By the way, KPNW.com.
Does Frank know that yet?
If you want to play, you know what? Get a little tickle in the throat. Do whatever you have to do to get work off, or get your whatever scheduled item you have, and come play golf. $99 for 2 people, lunch included, and a shot at $1 million, or $5,000, or $10,000. Pretty good deal. We're throwing in lunch, golf cart, 18 holes there at the Springfield Golf Club tomorrow, in about 25 hours, 24 hours and 52 minutes. We'll have the shotgun start.
So does Frank know?
He's playing tomorrow?
Did he just find out on the air, or have you?
He was alerted yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations, Frank.
And we know Frank. Frank has come out to a Thirsty Thursday or two, and definitely one of the 15.
Yep. So you two will be golfing together.
Yes, we will.
Yeah.
Or a semblance of that.
Okay. That's good enough.
Yeah.
That works.
James Taylor tickets coming up. Jimmy T, if you want to check out the big show tomorrow at Matthew Knight Arena, stand by. And news, too. Stand by. That is next on 1120 KPNW.
The summer season is officially here, as is the "it's too hot, I don't want to cook right now" season. The latter season really fluctuates depending on access or desire to a barbecue, whether the house is air-conditioned, and the ambient air temperature overall. When the temperature hits, "I don't want to cook," head to Burrito Amigos. Burrito Amigos has great food for hot summer weather, and all of their sit-down restaurants have air conditioning. Baja shrimp burritos and Baja tacos really hit the summer spot. And a couple of people can share one of Burrito Amigos' regular-sized taco salads. They're huge and just right for a hot day or humid sweltering evening. For the vegetarian, the Yammy Soft Taco hits the spot with yams, cabbage, beans, pumpkin seeds, and Burrito Amigos' special recipe spicy avocado sauce. And if it's too hot to cook, it's just the right temperature for Burrito Amigos to do the cooking. Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones in Eugene and Springfield. I'm Bill London, and I think it's starting to feel a little muggy.
For 37 years, we've been saying that Hertz Car Sales is the better way to buy a car. But what does that mean for you, the customer? What is the better way? Scott Hoysh here from Hertz Car Sales Superstore, right here in Eugene. What we're talking about is a process that's different and transparent on every level. We clearly mark the prices on all of our vehicles. When you come in, we're not going to pass you off to a manager or a professional closer. We treat you like we would want to be treated ourselves. With a Northwest Superstore inventory of more than 1,000 vehicles and over 50 financing sources, we're here to help you find the exact vehicle that you want with financing that you can afford. Right now, through the entire month of July, you can save even more at our Red, White, and Blue sales event. Come in or click to discover the better way to buy a car. West 11th and the Beltline, where Hertz Car Sales will save you money.
Don't miss the Red, White, and Blue sales event going on right now, but only for a limited time. On West 11th, just off the Beltline, and always online at HertzEugene.com. Hertz Car Sales of Eugene, the better way to buy a car.
Now, this morning's wake-up call with the latest news from the Northwest and your neighborhood on News Radio 1120, KPNW.
Good morning. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring great breakfast burritos and fresh brewed, locally roasted coffee for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. Well, Eugene is adding itself to an ever-increasing list of cities and local governments who want to get in on some of that sweet, sweet weed revenue. The Eugene City Council is going to be holding a hearing next week to debate a measure that would add a 3% tax on local marijuana sales, which the city hopes would bring in between $200,000 and $600,000 a year. The city is questioning how to spend the money. Some suggestions include using it on transients, park maintenance, or other unspecified expenses. That latter probably makes everyone salivate in city government. Councilor Claire Syrett proposed the measure, which would be referred to voters if passed by the city council. A body pulled out of the Willamette River near West D Street's Landing in Glenwood has been identified.
49-year-old John Chartland was from Eugene, and the medical examiner believes Chartland drowned and had been in the water for several days. The examiner's office is still waiting for toxicology reports, but they've announced that foul play does not appear to have been involved. Oregon State Bar officials have dismissed complaints of misconduct against a Eugene attorney who urged Ammon Bundy supporters online to file public records requests with state and federal authorities. The bar's Assistant Attorney General, Troy Wood, issued a letter Wednesday saying his office found that Mike Arnold had not engaged in professional misconduct. 3 complaints from residents of New York, Massachusetts, and North Carolina had been filed in April alleging Arnold's call to action would harass government agencies who receive public records requests. Arnold has maintained he only sought help from Bundy's supporters to gather information for defense. Arnold had been representing Bundy in the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge occupation case until he was replaced in May by Utah attorney Morgan Philpott. A new report raises concerns for users of well water in Oregon. Brad Ford has more.
The U.S. Geological Survey says half of the states have a high percentage of wells with corrosive water that could leach lead from pipes. 44 million Americans get their water from wells, while states along the East Coast have the highest concern. Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii had a slightly lower, but still a high percentage. They say it's important that if you're using well water to have it tested for lead, which can cause neurological problems in children. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW.
Federal appellate court panel has ruled that a subpoena seeking emails from former Oregon Governor John Kitzhaber as part of an influence peddling investigation is too broad. In a ruling Wednesday, the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals reversed a lower court's order. Kitzhaber resigned in 2015 amid suspicion that his fiancée, Sylvia Hayes, also known as Oregon's First Lady, used her relationship with him to earn lucrative consulting contracts. Federal authorities are investigating, and the FBI has issued subpoenas for emails and thousands of other records for review by a grand jury. The couple have denied wrongdoing. In its ruling, the appellate panel said Kitzhaber had a reasonable expectation of privacy in much of his personal email, and that the subpoena is unreasonable and invalid. The panel said it expected another subpoena to be issued consistent with its ruling, and that Kitzhaber may not assert attorney-client privilege for communication that he's had with attorneys for the state. Court records show a former Detroit Lions NFL cornerback who was shot after trespassing onto a homeowner's multi-million-dollar property in Portland has also been accused of spitting at a police officer. Documents filed in Multnomah County Circuit Court say Stanley Wilson II has been indicted on several charges related to the alleged spitting, including aggravated harassment. He's scheduled to appear in court today. A grand jury found that homeowner Robert McCall was justified in his use of force against Wilson, who was shot in the abdomen on June 22nd. Authorities say Wilson was found naked and wounded in a water fountain in the backyard of the home. Wilson has already been arraigned on burglary and trespassing charges in connection with that incident. Oregon Congressman Greg Walden is trying to get the gray wolf removed from the endangered species list in Oregon. Brad Ford has that story.
Gray wolves are making a recovery in Oregon.
Oregon's wolf population has grown by more than 40%.
Oregon lawmakers approved removing the wolves as part of the Oregon Wolf Plan, which continues to manage and protect the wolves. But Congressman Greg Walden says the federal listing conflicts with that.
We need to get to a single management strategy where we have local control under the Oregon State Plan.
A lawsuit by environmental groups had been dismissed but was recently reinstated. Walden's bill would strengthen the state's plan by removing the federal controls. Brad Ford, KPNW.
Oregon Congressman Greg Walden is joining the criticism of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg for her comments about presidential candidate Donald Trump. Ginsburg called Trump a faker.
It diminishes the Supreme Court when a justice steps out of her robe or his robe and takes on a political mantle. That's not what that should be about.
Trump says Ginsburg should resign because, quote, her mind is shot. He says she's an embarrassment and made, quote, very dumb political statements. 6 dumpsters and trash bins were set on fire late Tuesday night in downtown Corvallis, and yesterday a Lebanon man was in court accused of those crimes. 33-year-old Kenneth Ian Jolly was arraigned in Benton County Court on several charges, including felony arson, and those charges could put him away for over 20 years. Police say the fires were outside local businesses like Sky High Brewing and Pub and Big River Restaurant. In fact, it was a cook at Big River that noticed the flames climbing the wall outside his restaurant around 11 p.m. Tuesday. The restaurant sustained about $3,000 worth of damage. Jolly's next court appearance coming up July 21st. Well, Oregon State University is remodeling one of its dorms to help students who are recovering from drug or alcohol addictions. The university announced its plans to establish a sober dorm just a month ago. It's the first housing community of its kind at any Oregon college or university. OSU Marketing and Communications Director Jennifer Vigna said the recovery living and learning community will be a substance-free space for students who are specifically in recovery. It's going to open this fall at Dixon Lodge. Oregon's 2 senators are working to improve the safety of trains pulling hazardous materials like crude oil. Brad Ford has that story.
Oregon Senators Jeff Merkley and Ron Wyden are pushing 2 bills to increase railroad safety following the oil train crash in Mosier. Senator Merkley says all hazardous materials crashes need to be investigated by the NTSB.
We learn every possible thing in a third-party investigation about why that happened.
The NTSB didn't investigate the Mosier crash due to a lack of resources. Senator Wyden says a proposed rule change to give communities notice when a hazardous materials train is coming through is a good start.
First responders in Oregon and across the country need to know when trains carrying hazardous materials travel through their communities.
Support is growing for the bills. There's similar legislation in the House. Brad Ford, KPNW.
University of Maryland researchers have developed a math model that explains why your jet lag is worse when you travel from west to east, but you hardly feel it going the other way. So here's the deal. When you cross time zones, it messes with your brain's circadian rhythm. That's your internal body clock. Part of the brain function involves what they refer to as pacemaker cells. They have a natural cycle that's about 24 and a half hours long, slightly longer than a day, and pacemaker cells have an easier time stretching the day than they do shrinking it. Now, according to the research, when an eastward trip is long enough, the pacemaker cells have to adjust the brain's clock to move backward. That's the wrong direction. And it's what makes it extra hard to recover from long-distance eastward travels. When you go east and cross 9 time zones instead of adjusting 9 hours forward, your brain clock actually resets 15 hours backwards. This is the kind of travel where jet lag is apparently the toughest to overcome. Even if your eastward trip is short and your internal clock manages to adjust itself forward, the pacemaker cells still have a harder time because of its 24-and-a-half-hour natural period. According to the math model, it'll take an average person about 4 days to recover from an eastward trip crossing more than 3 time zones, but only 3 days from a westward one. Oh, well, that explains it. At 7:21, this look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, on KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
Academy Awards for sports. The ESPYs aired last night. LeBron James named the best male athlete, best NBA player, and also awarded the ESPY for best championship performance in helping his Cavaliers win their first title. Brianna Stewart of national champ UConn earned the female athlete of the year. Golden State's Steph Curry won the award for the best record-breaking performance as his Warriors won 73 regular. Curry acknowledged and thanked Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and James for their pleas of social change and peace in the cities. TNT analyst Craig Sager was given the Jimmy V Award.
So I will never give up, and I will never give in. I will continue to keep fighting, sucking the marrow out of life as life sucks the marrow out of me.
If you know about Craig's story, you know that he has cancer and has battled it twice now. Portland Timbers let the Montreal Impact get back into the game last night shortly before the half, tying it 1-1. Second half, there was a couple of close calls, but no scoring, and that's where we leave it. 1-1 draw at Providence. The Open Championship underway at Royal Troon in Scotland. Currently, the in-house leader is American Patrick Reed at 5 under. 3 Americans, including Steve Stricker, are tied for second at 4 under. Wake Up Call Sports brought to you by Max Muscle. Stop in and ask about Emerge, a refreshing energy drink without the negative effects with 14 delicious flavors. News time, 7:22.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning to you and yours. If you're headed out in the next few minutes, we've got a very calm weather pattern. Mostly clear skies out there, if not completely clear. Temps in the mid to low 50s and light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. We've got a pocket of high pressure that moved up from California. The good news is it's fairly weak. Not only will it keep the skies clear and the storm systems away, it won't have the ability to shoot the temps above 90 in most locations. That means this afternoon, mostly sunny skies dominate. Highs will be in the mid 80s to a couple of upper 80s. And winds, they're going to pick up in the afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20 with a few gusts up to 25. Now, we are tracking the next chance at rain. This high pressure will break down sometime Saturday morning, and a very weak system up off the edge of Canada will slide into the Pacific Northwest, bringing chances of showers and cooler temps starting Saturday night into Sunday and even Monday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, NBC 16 Weather Center. Hoping you have a great day out there.
Ramjack leads the way in foundation repair. Protect your investment. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com. Check out our exceptional online reviews, then choose Ramjack.
CCB 146906.
When it comes to Honda power equipment at low prices, think Ramsey Waite. We have Honda lawnmowers on site, like the HRX 217 mower, featuring the 4-in-1 Versamo system. Ramsey Waite has an extensive line of Honda generators, including the recreational, super quiet EU 2000i.
Don't just dream about it, wait for it!
Ramsey Waite Superstore.
Honda!
Open Monday through Saturday, Franklin Boulevard, Glenwood.
Check us out at RamseyWaite.com.
Hi, everybody. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute, sponsored by Eugene's #1 electrical contractor, Builders Electric. On a beat-up old pickup truck, I saw the following bumper sticker: "Age is not important unless you're a cheese." Well, I got a good laugh when I read it, especially after taking another look at the condition of the truck. But then I thought, that truck probably has some great life stories, and the owner obviously didn't care how old it was getting the job done for him. And we all know that the only good cheese is the old cheese, so quit worrying about your age today. Just go out and keep doing things and succeeding. It really doesn't matter how we look, as long as we're good cheese. This is Don Essig with today's Motivational Minute. I'll be back tomorrow. Until then, have a positive day.
This Motivational Minute was brought to you by Builders Electric, providing honest, reliable, and positive contracting throughout the Willamette Valley since 1960. That's Builders Electric, CCB number 4296.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
There's never been a better time to buy a home security or gun safe than this Friday and Saturday at your Eugene Coastal. Every safe in the store is on sale. It's the Freedom Security by Liberty Factory Direct Safe Sale. Get the Fat Boy Jr. textured black safe for only $1199.99 plus a free $100 Coastal gift card. It's America's #1 selling gun safe with 60-minute fire rating. Plus, get up to $400 off with instant savings and free gift card with safes priced at $2,000 and above. Freedom Security by Liberty features a lifetime warranty, and Coastal has delivery available. Ask about special financing from Wells Fargo. See store for details. The Freedom Security by Liberty Factory Direct Safe Sale, Friday and Saturday only. Coastal, since 1963, we're just what the country needs.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
In Eugene on West 6th, next to the Big Y.
Are you ready for the new flavors of Max Pro? Peanut butter chocolate, cookies and cream, orange, and s'mores is coming soon. High protein, low carbs, no sugar. Try before you buy. Max Muscle on Franklin Boulevard, across from the Market of Choice.
Sound like it's different.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. As you could tell by the music, we were just taking like a little trip. That's what I refer to as trip music or incidental music when you're on a trip.
Do you want this music?
Yeah, I'll take any music.
Okay.
We're sighing. You can pretty much tell if you just tuned in that the wheels fell off about an hour ago, can't you? Have you already picked up on that?
I wonder why that is.
Oh, I have no idea.
Bill's got one foot out the door.
By the way, speaking of wheels falling off, if your wheels have fallen off your car or something else has fallen off of it and you're having a hard time getting it back on the road because, well, you're dealing with some sort of financial issue. Maybe it was medical bills that caught up with you or student loans or, who knows, credit cards. And if you're out there and you've got a job and you're working to get your life squared away, well, Guarantee Discount Chevrolet has the Good People with Bad Credit program. They can help you get into a quality, reliable, safe vehicle within 48 hours or less. It'll help refurb your credit, and you'll be able to go to work, which is the important thing. So if you fall into that category, call Guarantee at 541-998-2333, 998-2333.
The Wake Up Call with Holloway and London, 1120 KPNW.
A special evening with James Taylor. He's going to be at the Matthew Knight Arena tomorrow, and of course, tickets still available. A couple left, not many. If you would like to go, compliments of the Wake Up Call, we need 2 contestants. It's a version of Know the Show. If you just tuned in for the first time, I'm going to say you're probably not going to have the best luck. If you've got a couple, maybe a couple of shows under your belt, you might be an old pro. And if you want to go to James Taylor, call us right now, 541-485-KPNW, 888-KPNW, 888. We need 2 contestants to play Know the Show. Whoever comes out with the better score of the 2, you will be going to the Matthew Knight Arena, or giving those tickets to maybe somebody who's a maybe even bigger James Taylor fan. James Taylor fans are converging on Matthew Knight. 541-485-KPNW, 888-KPNW, 888. If you would like to go, call in and be a contestant now. So our Know the Show, just to kind of give you a heads up, is going to be like this. We're going to take things that are a part of the show consistently, and you've got to finish the title. For example, if we say KP blank blank, right?
Then you NW.
Right.
Oh,
all right. So
you caught me by surprise on that question. See, so
too easy?
Yeah, that might have been.
Well, you needed to chime in with your name, too. KPNW, you are contestant number 1. What is your name?
Lori.
Hi, Lori.
Hi,
where are you
how
calling?
are you guys?
We're fine. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good.
Sounds like you're either programming a microwave or you've got like one of those old football games like we used to play back in the 70s. Yeah. Is that you, or you got one of those?
No, it was the car. I just took the keys out of the ignition.
Ah, okay. All right, Lori.
Where do you live? Where do you hail from?
I'm from Cottage Grove, connected to Jeff.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
I know. I haven't talked to you guys for a while, so.
It's been a while. Well, you might be winning James Taylor tickets.
You might.
Oh,
all right.
okay.
You're going against contestant number 2, and that is who? What is your name?
Lisa.
What?
Lisa, Lisa.
Oh, hi, Lisa. How are you?
Good. How are you, Bill?
Not too bad. Rob's over here, too. You better say hi to him so he doesn't, get a complex.
Yeah. Hi, Lisa.
Howdy, Rob.
All right, so here's how it works. You chime in with your name when you think you know the answer. For example, we said, KP, blank, blank. You'd say NW. These are things that are consistently a part of the show, okay?
All right.
Okay.
All right. Item number 1, blank wheel.
Got it.
Oh.
Chime in with your name.
That would be an east wheel. Oops, sorry.
Oh, Lisa got it. She got it.
Okay.
All right.
Congratulations, Lisa.
Let's play along.
Thank you.
Okay, remember, shout out your name when you think you know the answer. That's the first thing you have to do.
Got it.
Okay.
Item number 2, blank sax.
Sax?
Blank sax.
Nothing here.
Nothing here.
Alan. The answer is Alan. Alan.
Can't give
Alan
anybody the point there. Item number 3, honor blank.
Lori.
Lori.
Flight.
Honor flight is right. We're tied at 1-all.
Okay, can I do one?
Sure.
Can I do one? All right. Blank wreck.
Lori.
Train.
A regular part of the show.
Yeah, a regular part of the show.
So that's Lori taking, and how about Brad blank? Hear his name probably once or twice.
It's right there. Oh, Lori. Thor.
Repeat your answer.
Thor.
No, it wasn't that Norwegian god.
Dang it.
So I'm on ahead now, right?
No, you don't get a point because you got it wrong. You have to come up with the actual. Do you have the name?
Negative.
All right. And that was Brad Ford we were looking for.
Brad Ford.
All right, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4. That's it. We got, looks like Lori is our winner.
Woo!
Do we have any consolation for Lisa?
Okay, so Lisa, I tell you what, we do have a consolation prize if you want it. All right, this is an if you want it. Sure. Yeah, you sound really thrilled. Yeah, I'm sure
happy.
anything they've got it's going to be crap. No, seriously.
It's a wake-up call pencil eraser set.
Yeah. Would you like to go see Gary Allen at the Lane County Fair?
Sure, being that's my husband's first and middle name, I'd love to.
Okay, well, great. Well, you've got a pair of tickets to go see Gary Allen at the Lane County Fair coming up on Thursday the 21st. By the way, these tickets will get you into the fair as well. So, anyway, so you can enjoy the fair, enjoy the little thing with Gary Allen where he gets up there and does his little skits and singing and stuff, and you can do it on us. So, congratulations.
Hold on. I get to do it on you? That's even awesomer.
Okay. That was creepy.
No, it's not. I'm just kidding.
Anyway.
Lori, hang on. We need some information from you as well.
And Lisa, you too.
7:34, News Radio 1120, KPNW.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. Tiny gains for the Dow and S&P were enough for the indexes to set new records yesterday. Looks like they could again today, convincingly. The Dow up 147 points, the Nasdaq up 30, and the S&P up 15 after investors learned the biggest U.S. bank by assets did better than Wall Street expected last quarter. Dow component JP Morgan Chase beat forecasts even though profit dipped almost 1.5%. The Bank of England has held off. This morning, UK central bankers announced they're keeping the nation's key lending rate at 0.5%. It was their first statement since the Brexit vote. Two economic reports have come in ahead of forecasts. New unemployment claims held at 254,000 last week, the lowest since April, and wholesale prices rose 0.5% in June, the most since May of last year. A big chunk of Paramount Pictures could soon belong to a Chinese owner. The Wall Street Journal reports Viacom is talking about selling a 49% stake to Wanda. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg Radio.
Pacific Continental Bank is proud to call the Eugene-Springfield area home for more than 40 years. As your local banker, partner, and neighbor, we are committed to the health and sustainability of your business and our community. We know it takes more than a loan or deposit to help you succeed. It takes people who know you, your business, and your community. Who says we can't be more than a bank? Pacific Continental Bank, the right bank. Learn more at therightbank.com. Member FDIC.
After an accident, you have the right to choose your own auto body repair shop. Todd's Auto Body will guide you through the insurance process and arrange for a car rental, and safety is Todd's top priority. Your car will be repaired beyond industry standards with a lifetime guarantee. Choose ToddsAutoBodyInc.com.
Shift into savings now at your local Kubota dealer. Take on the tough jobs in a tractor you'll be proud to own. A powerful Kubota Standard L Series. With the right combination of dependable horsepower, high-quality construction, and ease of operation, they're perfect for the independent independent property owner. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years. Now through September 30th, 2016. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about costs and terms. Mid-Valley Tractor, family-owned for over 30 years. Just a mile and a half past the Beltline on Highway 99.
There should be no confusion when purchasing medical or leisure products from any dispensary. So at Jamaica Joel's, we don't use deceptive marketing just to get you in the door. The prices we advertise are the prices you'll pay, guaranteed every time. We update our Leafly menu daily, so you'll never be let down when you come in for your favorite strain or needed medication. So don't settle for less than the best. Come experience Jamaica Joel's. On the corner of 13th and Willamette, above Big City Gaming, Jamaica Joel's. An embassy for your mind, a dispensary for the people.
Ever notice that the last 3 letters in American spell can? Maybe that's why we want to say we can shop online, we can use free Wi-Fi, and we can give our social security number and other personal information to our bank if we want to. But the fact that we can do all of those things exposes personal information that can lead to identity theft. At LifeLock, we believe you have the right to be free to do everything you do every day. So we use proprietary technology to detect and alert you to a huge variety of identity threats. And we have a US-based team who will work to resolve issues if your identity ever is stolen. No one can prevent all identity theft or monitor all transactions at all businesses, but with LifeLock, you can live with more peace of mind. Membership starts at $9.99 a month plus applicable taxes. And if you become a LifeLock member now, you can get 10% off. Go to lifelock.com and enter promo code NEWS. LifeLock.
And now, Katy Perry! Imagine going on stage with nothing and being expected to roar. It's the same with our teachers who are using their own money so students can learn. DonorsChoose.org helps teachers and students succeed.
Join Katy Perry at MakeRoarHappen.com.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, conditions are fairly calm. We've got completely clear skies out there. Temps right now in the low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. Now, we do have a few clouds on the coast. I expect those will be gone by 10 a.m. as the high pressure is firmly in control. But the best news of all, this isn't your typical pocket of high pressure. It's fairly weak and it'll keep the skies clear. But the best news of all, it won't shoot the temps into the 90s or 100s. Mostly this afternoon, we'll see mid-80s across the region to a few high 80s. Winds will pick up in the afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20 with a few gusts up to 25 or even 30, so be prepared for a breezy afternoon and have to pick up your patio furniture when you get home. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a fantastic day.
The Wake Up Call. Wake Up Call. On 1120. KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. 7:39. A lot of people this time of year become very self-conscious about their weight. Either they're wanting to lose weight so they can look a little better in their swimsuits, or they just think about how they wish they could wear a swimsuit like they used to. And one of the things that has been sort of an ongoing meme for probably the last decade has to do with carbs, pasta, and weight loss, and the idea that, well, if you really want to lose weight, you need to stay away from pastas, starches, etc. Well, at least one study says that that's maybe not necessarily the case, that pasta might actually help you lose weight. Italian researchers have found, thanks to a study involving about 20,000 people, that pasta can actually help you maintain a healthy weight. To talk a little bit about it this morning, he's Dr. Kevin Campbell. He is a world-renowned cardiologist, leading the way in the treatments and the dialogue for women suffering from heart disease and other afflictions. Dr. Campbell, thanks for being with us this morning.
Good morning. Thanks so much for having me.
Okay, so there is a difference between maintaining weight and losing weight. The question here is the pasta helping lose or just maintain a proper weight?
So first thing we have to look at is the way this study was done. And what everybody needs to understand is this wasn't a bunch of Italians eating a big...
Are you there?
Hi.
Hi, are you still there? Hello? Hello, hello?
Was a part of it. And if you ate pasta...
Okay, Doc, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, we lost audio with you for about 30 seconds. We lost you after you said it wasn't just a bunch of Italians. Are you there? And we lost you again at the very same point in the conversation. That it wasn't just a bunch of Italians. Apparently, this morning, I didn't realize that last night the engineers came in and put actually an Italian kill button on the phone. Normally, it's when you say obscenities that the kill switch goes into effect. But this morning, apparently, with our phone, it's anytime you utter the phrase Italian. So we'll wait and try to get Dr. Campbell back. I'm thinking maybe what we need to do is just play a game of cards. Maybe hearts. Never really got into pinochle, but if anybody wants to call in and tell us how it's done. And by the way, remember one of our questions in the little Know the Show thing was train wreck? Well, guess what? Oh, my God. Oh. I knew when I rolled out of bed this morning. I said to myself, I have this feeling that today's show is going to be one of those shows. And so far, I have not been let down. I find myself to be amazingly prescient. So we're waiting for Dr. Kevin Campbell, whom is a world-renowned cardiologist, if you didn't hear. How are we doing over there, Rob?
Doing peachy. I'm on hold right now.
Oh, great.
Trying to get the
well, by the time that we get him back, we might as well just do something else.
Here.
Yeah. You got something there? You got cards? I have, actually. Oh, look at this. We have a... Oh, so do I need to do the spot for Sleep Train?
That'd be helpful.
Oh, you know, Sleep Train, they have beds. Did you know that? They have beds, mattresses. Or as Rob likes to call them, he likes to use the plural matri that they have there. And if you go into Sleep Train, you'll find matri. You'll be able to take the free test lay. You'll be able to find the mattress that works for you, and it'll make your life better. It'll make your life so good that you'll think that you've actually moved to another location. Because you know how good that feels. Particularly if you're in a rut. Well, see, that's what we ought to call them, rut busters. So go to Sleep Train, find a Tempur-Pedic or a Sealy or a Posturepedic. Get yourself the adjustable base because that's sort of like, it's sort of like buying an Audi without a turbocharger. Okay? So that kind of turbocharges the bed when you have the adjustable base. You'll love it. I'm trying to come up with other analogies, and right now nothing is quite working. So head to Sleep Train. You'll find them in Albany, Eugene, Corvallis, Springfield, and a whole lot of other places that maybe you've heard of. It's Sleep Train, and when you go there, tell them Bill and Rob from the Wake Up Call sent you. Please.
Hi, this is Brian Sutherland, owner of Amco Transmissions in Springfield. For years, Amco in Springfield has been repairing your cars and trucks' most complicated system, the transmission. So it's no wonder people come to us with all sorts of problems. Don't take any chances. Bring your car to Amco in Springfield. We'll diagnose it right, repair it for a fair price, and back it with a nationwide warranty. Whether it's your car, truck, or motorhome, call Amco Springfield, 541-726-6824, or find us on Facebook. That's AAMCO.
At Denture Masters, I had 28 crowns in 2 days and came out with a different smile. I was subconsciously hiding my smile, and now it's just natural for me to smile. I was expecting that I would just have denture, Dr. Ridley, and he said, no, you don't. You need 28 crowns. We can do that here. We have the system to do it. So I walked out just totally transformed.
We do it all right here. That's the Denture Masters difference.
14 away from 8 o'clock.
And if you're watching the stream this morning, I wasn't kidding about the cards. They're right there. There's the card deck. You ever play cribbage, Rob?
cribbage?
Yeah, ever played cribbage?
Not for another 15 years.
You've not played cribbage?
No.
No.
I don't eat tapioca on a regular basis, and bingo is down the road.
Okay, there's
too.
nothing wrong with tapioca.
I know. I didn't say there was.
And there's nothing really wrong with bingo, unless you have like something else to do. Then I would suggest bingo going.
Hey, I've known people that have won some pretty big, well.
Yeah, but how much money have they spent getting, how much money have they wasted and spent until they actually won something?
It takes money to make money.
Yeah, well, it's...
Highway 34.
And how much did they spend on Dabo ink and little gremlin and things that they put in front of them? Have you ever been to a bingo parlor? An actual bingo parlor?
I have not.
Okay.
Am I missing out?
Well, there is sort of a cultural thing that goes on there that, if you've never seen it, is kind of interesting from an anthropological standpoint.
Is there a strategy?
Well, it depends. Now, I know. Now you go, what? What the hell is he talking about? All right, so you have some bingo parlors where you can actually pick your own cards. And when I say pick your own cards, there are these cards that have the little windows on them. Now, the only reason I know this is because I knew this lady. She was actually a friend of my wife's, who had a bad accident that left her unable to work. And so she went, and very intelligent. She was smart. Anyway, she went, got a bunch of books, and it talked about essentially winning at bingo. And there's a certain way that you choose the cards. All right, if you're just doing the paper sheets, it doesn't work. But there's a way that you choose the cards. There's a minimum number of them that you have to have, and I think it's something like 11 of them. And you set these things up in front of you, and you do your, little bingo thing. And she would play bingo 3 times a week, and inevitably she would win every time that she went to play, including like $600 and $700 jackpots. I mean, she actually supported herself playing bingo. And one time I decided, and, it's like, let's go watch Carolyn do this. So my wife and I packed ourselves up, and we went, and she would roll herself around, and before the bingo would even start, she would spend probably a good 45 minutes to an hour going through and finding the proper cards. And she explained how it worked. And I was just like, okay, this is Greek. But anyway, she would pick these cards, and I sat there and watched her win $250. I was like, you got to be kidding me. But they have these people that go play bingo where, like, for instance, they have the stuff called Dabo ink, which are these, it's like a big ink blotter, and you just go on the paper bingo pads to make your little mark for, whatever it is, B4 or what have you. But they will have a collection of all these different colors of Dabo ink that they'll have lined up in front of them. They have all the different sizes of Cupid dolls. It's like they walk in there with this semi-large box of crap that they set up on the table, their little juju dolls and whatever, as they're playing bingo. And it's like, I wouldn't say it's the craziest thing I've ever seen, but it was probably the one of the more unique cultural things, because I didn't realize this like subculture of bingo players. And God help you if you think you have a bingo and you say bingo and you don't have a bingo.
Penalty box.
You will get verbally booed, harassed. I watched this guy just get torn up. What's wrong with you? It's like, God.
They should be happy that nobody won.
So,
do you realize
what?
That we just talked bingo for about 5 minutes?
Well, you asked, so I told you. There you go. That's a first.
That's a new.
We've never done bingo before.
Yeah. Wow. All right. Apparently they were having difficulty getting Dr. Campbell. So
here we go. Michael, you were absolutely right. He goes, I've been to games where it sounds like cult members chanting. It is a totally different world. It is its own subculture. And I don't mean that in where they're going out and sacrificing animals kind of subculture, but although there are some that, I might have to take that back. Oh, you just got burned. I'm looking at the email. I'm not even going to read this about not knowing how to play cribbage. I learned it at about the same age. She says she learned it at 10. You got kind of burned on that.
Oh, well.
I'm sorry.
I'll live. KPNW, good morning.
Oh, yeah, your bingo culture is, when I was a kid in the 60s, I started up and we freak out on Valentine's Day.
Valentine's bingo is my favorite. Bingo was made for lovers.
We make, as kids, it was always jelly beans. We play for jelly beans.
All right, well, thanks. Cool. Valentine's with jelly beans. Got to love that.
7:53. Conley in about a half hour. Don't forget, too, in 24 hours, 7 minutes, you can be getting ready to line up with our 7th annual Wake Up Call Mattress Mania Team Challenge. I'm assuming there's spots left. We're coming down to the wire, but log on to KPNW.com or come in person. $99 for 2 people. You're playing a country club quality golf club, Springfield Golf Club. 18 holes. You got the cart and lots of trophy potential. Maybe $1 million with the Oak Grove Guns $1 million shot. $5,000 putt from Cuthbert. A hole-in-one hole sponsored by Dietering Orchards where you can shoot for $10,000. It is by far the best deal as far as tournament, but also just experience, because you get golf and more on a beautiful day. Looking at the weather, it's going to be a choice for a golf outing. Find somebody, and it's not just for the boys. We get women out there as well. So it's something for everybody. $99 for 2. You can't beat it. KPNW.com. A 7th annual Wake Up Call Mattress Mania Team Challenge. And, of course, congratulations to Frank, the other member of the Wake Up Call team. Looking forward to hanging with him for a couple of hours. Again, KPNW.com, 7:54.
Spend an evening with James Taylor and his all-star band. The American icon is back on tour. Friday, July 15th, Matthew Knight Arena.
Whenever I see your smiling face, I have to smile.
The multiple Grammy Award-winning James Taylor. And a night full of his biggest hits.
I've seen fire and I've seen rain. And I'll be there, yeah. You've got a friend.
James Taylor.
In my mind.
Tickets on sale now at MatthewKnightarena.com. Friday, July 15th, Matthew Knight Arena. Spend the night with a friend. James Taylor. A Beaver production.
With the greatest real estate market we've seen in a decade, you probably think you can hire an agent and get a good price for your home. Well, if you want a great price and a great experience, hire Harpole Homes with Keller Williams Realty.
Fact. Not all agents are created equal. When you sell your house with Eric and Jeanette's team, you get thousands more dollars in your pocket. On average, you will net $9,500 more for your home than hiring a part-time recreational realtor. What can you do with $9,500? Take a vacation, pay off debt, or have a larger down payment for your next home.
You might ask, how do the Harpoles do it? Well, negotiating, marketing, and their exclusive certified pre-owned home program. When you hire Harpole Homes to sell your house, they pay for your house inspection prior to it going on the market. It's just one of the 182 steps they follow to get your house sold for top
For your free information package or to schedule a free consultation, call them now, 541-286-3030, 541-286-3030, or online at harpohomes.com.
We've slashed the prices on all items on Oregon e-deals. Save big on all items, including a gas furnace from Priority One, entry to Wildlife Safari, and tons of restaurant certificates. That's OregonEdeals.com.
I'm hooked on OregonEdeals.com. I'm saving big.
News Radio 1120 KPNW.
I'm Gary Conley with today's Money Minute. Yesterday I suggested that Italian banks desperately need a bailout before they cause the entire European banking system to collapse. That could happen because Italians have a giant wad of bad loans on their books, some that have been sold to other banks across Europe and beyond. There are also issues with the way they're valuing reserves. In a word, they're inflated. However, there's a major problem with doing a traditional bailout because Eurozone rules now require what's called a bail-in for at least 8% of the liabilities before a country can inject capital into a bank or its system. Here's the nugget. Bail-in means the stockholders have to eat the first losses. If that's not enough, then bondholders are next in line. But the Italian banks are in such bad shape that the required bail-in would wipe out not only the traditional stock and bondholders, but would also crush many of their depositors who were sold subordinated debt in a bank because it pays more interest than a real deposit, like say a CD. These people think they have money in the bank, but they are actually investors too. Last year, the Italians bailed in about 100,000 investors in 4 small banks. The political fallout was fierce, and probably enough to keep this from happening on a wider scale. More soon. I'm Gary Conley, and that's today's Money Minute.
You're going to need me. You're going to need us.
All of us.
You're going to need the next generation of leaders to face the challenges the future will bring. Support us at 4h.org.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is a Bloomberg Market Minute. With the Dow and S&P sitting at record levels after tiny gains in Wednesday trading, they could be taking aim at fresh all-time highs. The Dow up 147 points, the Nasdaq up 36, and the S&P up 14. The first big bank to report second quarter earnings posted better than forecast results. J.P. Morgan Chase is reporting a slip in earnings, but a smaller one than forecast, as revenue from new loans and fixed income trading boosted the bottom line. A surprise decision by the Bank of England not to cut interest rates even after Brexit is sending the value of the pound higher. The comparative weakness in the dollar is helping to prop up oil prices. Crude futures up nearly 1% to over $45 a barrel. And wholesale prices rose more than forecast in June, paced by the biggest jump in fuel costs in a year. The producer price index gained 0.5%, the most since May 2015. And new jobless claims held at the lowest level since mid-April last week. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg Radio.
Depend on us for breaking news from the local neighborhood to the global one. We are News Radio 1120 KPNW, Eugene, Springfield.
Fox News Radio, I'm Dave Anthony. She didn't specifically say I'm sorry to Donald Trump, but Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has just issued an apology for the comments she said about the presumptive Republican nominee. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
After sharply criticizing Donald Trump in several interviews, calling him a faker and unqualified, Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg is taking back her comments. In a statement, Ginsburg said on reflection, her recent remarks in response to press inquiries were ill-advised, and she regrets making them. Ahead of the apology, Trump yesterday fired back at Ginsburg.
Honestly, for her to have done that was an absolute disgrace.
Ginsburg said that judges should avoid commenting on a candidate for public office. Her comments were criticized by the editorial boards of both the New York Times and the Washington Post. Dave?
John, there's a funeral this morning for Philando Castile in Minnesota. The black man shot by police at a traffic stop. Those attending walked a procession down the street to the church behind a horse-drawn carriage with his casket. Castile's death and Alton Sterling's shooting in Louisiana sparked nationwide protests. 5 Dallas police officers were murdered at one of those, and there was a moment of silence for them at the house an hour ago.
The tragedy reminds us that every day our first responders take risks
to protect us.
Republican Chairman Michael McCall starting a Homeland Security Committee meeting. Fox's Rachel Sutherland live in Washington.
Dave, Homeland Security Secretary Jay Johnson says he's concerned about demonstrations getting out of hand at upcoming political conventions. Testifying before the committee, Johnson said his department has been planning for both the Republican and Democratic conventions for more than a year.
I personally plan to travel to Cleveland tomorrow and to Philadelphia next week to inspect the security at both convention sites.
Also coming out of the hearing, the U.S. National Counterterrorism Center saying Islamic State's ability to carry out attacks in Iraq and Syria has not been diminished. Dave?
Rachel, on Wall Street, the Dow's up 145 points, an all-time high. Fox News Radio, fair and balanced.
This tip of the week brought to you by Neurospine Institute.
If you're a smoker, you already know that quitting will save you money and help you live longer. But did you know that it can make your back feel better? Smoking restricts the flow of oxygen and other nutrients in the spinal discs, making you more vulnerable to lower back pain. Smoking also increases the risk of osteoarthritis and other joint disorders that cause chronic pain in other parts of the body and decreases your body's ability to heal itself from illness or injury. Numerous studies return the same consistent results, and the evidence holds true for men and women, regardless of age or occupation. Stop smoking and your back will thank you.
Are you living with chronic pain? The specialists at Neurospine Institute can diagnose the problem and develop a personalized treatment plan to address your symptoms. Their comprehensive services include clinical and surgical procedures, sports medicine, physical therapy, medical imaging, and pain management. Neurospine Institute's medical professionals will work closely with your primary care or referring physician to ensure that you receive the best care and treatment. They serve all of Western Oregon with 2 locations, the main campus in Eugene and their Roseburg clinic. Visit neurospinellc.com today and get your life back.
At this very time, tomorrow, Donald Trump will be introducing his running mate.
I'm not looking for an attack dog. Frankly, I'm looking for somebody that really understands what we're talking about, because I'd rather have the whole thing be on policy.
He's down to 3, maybe 2 vice presidential finalists. Newt Gingrich and Indiana Governor Mike Pence are being speculated about the most. Hillary Clinton will campaign in Virginia today with someone being considered a possible Democratic running mate, Senator Tim Kaine. A new Fox poll gives Clinton a 7-point lead in Virginia and a 10-point advantage over Trump in Colorado.
55% say Clinton has a better temperament to Trump's 22%. Exactly half also say she's more qualified. Now, despite Donald Trump's poor numbers, when those voters were asked who is the most honest and trustworthy candidate, he beat Hillary Clinton by 1 point.
That's Fox's Anna Kleiman. There's an attempt to take the transgendered bathroom issue all the way to the Supreme Court.
Gavin Grimm from Gloucester County, Virginia, had been assured he could use the boys' room at school. The teenager, who was born female but now identifies as male, was told by a federal district court last month the school had no right to force him to use the ladies' room. The school tried appealing, but the appeals court denied it, so now they've asked U.S. Supreme Court Justice John Roberts to take up the matter, arguing allowing the transgender use of a school bathroom puts the constitutional rights of parents in jeopardy. There has yet to be a response from the Chief Justice. Eben Brown, Fox News.
A woman in New Jersey is facing charges of theft and obstruction of justice after police say she tried to get away with not paying tolls more than 500 times, and she owed more than $16,000 in unpaid tolls and fees. Again, on Wall Street, there are big gains today. The Dow and the S&P 500 reaching new all-time highs. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News Radio.
News Radio 1120 KPNW, Thursday, July 14th. Only 54 minutes left of this.
After the last hour, it made me turn around and notice that we're just about out of beer in the beer cooler.
I think you got to throw the first down there as well. It's been
an interesting morning.
The wake-up call debacle today. Sunny and 84 degrees. I know if you're just waking up or you're just turning us on, it makes you want to listen, doesn't it?
It's almost as if we were driving a Tesla with the autopilot on. You know, it's the same kind of thing.
Yeah.
And it's got the auto control, the autopilot, or whatever they call it, the auto mapping. And the next thing you know, you're running into trucks and, guards.
So roughly 24 hours from
Well,
right
I was
now.
going to say, while you're playing Pokemon Go or whatever it is that's
causing children to get stabbed.
Yeah, I was going to say whatever the latest delusion is.
Delusion. I just thought, since we're on that, you brought up the Pokemon Go. Believe it or not, so this has been out for what, a week and a half, 2 weeks?
Pokemon Go?
Yeah. It hasn't been out that long.
Okay.
Okay, so how long has it been out,
No,
Rob?
go ahead. Just bring it up.
Well, no, you were going to disagree, so how long has it been out?
I mean, it's
I stand
been
corrected.
No, I feel like it's been out for a while, but it's just hit like the national fever in like the last week or so, where it's ridiculous.
Somebody decided that they were going to go out and do a study of why it is that people are playing Pokemon Go.
On the taxpayer?
That is a really good question. I am not sure.
Well, what do they find?
Well, see, it comes from livescience.com. And it says the augmented reality game where players walk around in the real world to catch Pokemon characters that show up on their mobile devices, quote, scratches basic psychological itches that all human beings have. It fills the need to socialize with other people and the desire to go out and act on the world in a measurable way. How is going out, using your smartphone and finding crap that doesn't exist, scratching a psychological itch where you're acting on the world in a measurable way? How is it a measurable way of what?
How many of these little things you caught?
Anyway, the game...
We need to have somebody on who plays this game to...
They go on to say that the game itself is also appealing to the basic human need to show competence and mastery. Competence and mastery? Of what?
Of a video game that you're kind of playing out in real life.
At least in geocaching, you actually end up with something. You get, there is something in, you can hold it.
Well, there's some kind of payoff, yeah.
There is an action, as opposed to...
It depends on how low the bar is.
I would say the bar would have to be really, really super low in this. Hopefully we're not offending anybody that loves to go out and just do their little Pokemon collection thing, but I don't know.
As you're talking about that,
yeah,
there's a guest under the premise, why do I hate Pokemon Go?
Why do I hate Pokemon Go?
I'm more curious why people like it. Like, why are they obsessed with it?
Oh, there it is. Why do I hate it? I'm just going to... I don't know. Have we lost our way as a society? That's one of the thing. We get these emails from people that are pushing horrible guests, and that's one of them. What? You laugh.
I'm just laughing. Yeah.
Yeah. Can we go back and get on the right path again? I don't even think we know where the path is at. I think the path has been overgrown with blackberry bushes, and we don't know where it's at.
I'm kind of asking that about the show today. Is it too late to start 6:05 again?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, it's done. It's over with.
Is this where I leave?
If you feel the need.
You might want to.
I want to go catch a Pokemon something or other, huh?
Yeah, go get yourself a Pikachu.
All right. Stand by. 8:10. By the way, I just have been notified if you are planning on being a part of the golf tournament, they're cutting it off in 4 hours at 12 o'clock, 12 noon. So if you want to sign up, you've got a couple hours to do so at kpnw.com. $99 for two people.
Pokemon Go was released July 6th.
July 6th?
Yes.
How did it... In 1 week?
Yep. July 6th.
That is ridiculous.
Well,
wow.
Did you hear the news story about Nintendo and the value of Nintendo since it's been released in the last week? Did you hear about this? Gary?
I'm the one who said it in the 6 o'clock hour. So I'm the one who said it.
Yeah, okay.
It was up 16% today, the stock from yesterday.
Yeah.
So
$9 billion in and it's free.
Well,
$9 billion. So what? We're going to say.
I assume at some point they'll be selling advertising on it or something if it sticks.
All right, 8:10, 10 minutes after 8 o'clock, standby. News coming up. It's forthcoming on the Wake Up Call, 1120 KPNW.
Hi, this is Bill London for Burrito Amigos. Over the years, one of the best things about being in Eugene professionally for me has been getting to know the Burrito Amigos folks. The late Les Perry used to tell me stories about how working for the gas company led him to mandate the surgical suite-style cleanliness of the kitchens. Larry's always good for a story about how hard it is to get and keep ripe avocados and why it was important for them to start using certified Black Angus beef. The why? Because it's tender, tastes better, and doesn't have surprise gristle wads. And Sandy Perry always has a proud smile over how many of her family recipes are a part of the menu. Burrito Amigos is really based on family, with daughters and son-in-laws and grandkids all helping or running the restaurants. So when you order an Amigo burrito or Baja fish taco or a delicious platter of Amigos nachos, which you really need to try without a bata, you're getting years of history figuring out how to get it right. And you're getting served the Golden Rule way, where you're treated the way they'd want to be treated. Good food, great people, Burrito Amigos, a history of doing it right.
When it comes to Honda power equipment at low prices, think Ramsey Waite. We have Honda lawnmowers on site, like the HRX 217 mower, featuring the 4-in-1 Versamo system. Ramsey Waite has an extensive line of Honda generators, including the recreational, super quiet EU 2000i.
Don't just dream about it, wait for it!
Ramsey Waite Superstore.
Honda!
Open Monday through Saturday, Franklin Boulevard, Glenwood.
Check us out at RamseyWaite.com.
The RV Corral is having a huge sale on new and used toy haulers. New Shockwave toy hauler trailers starting at $39,995. Each model has unique features with a large amount of storage. RV Corral is also having a big sale on new Fusion Impact fifth wheels starting at $54,995. See these and more at the RV Corral, Eugene's destination for 28 years for sales and service. Just 1 mile south of the Beltline on Highway 99 or RVCorral.com.
Shockwave stock number NT1321 and Fusion Impact stock NF741.
Now, this morning's wake-up call with the latest news from the Northwest and your neighborhood. On News Radio 1120, KPNW.
Good morning. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones, featuring great breakfast burritos and fresh brewed, locally roasted coffee for a tasty start to your morning. Here's what's going on. Well, Eugene is adding itself to the ever-increasing list of cities and local governments who want to get in on that sweet, sweet marijuana revenue. The Eugene City Council is holding a hearing next week to debate a measure that could add a 3% tax to local marijuana sales, which the city hopes will bring in about $600,000 a year. The city is now questioning how to spend the money. Some suggestions include using it on transients, park maintenance, and other unspecified expenses. Gee, I wonder if that would be a city hall. Councilor Claire Syrett proposed the measure, which would be referred to voters if passed by the city council. A body pulled out of the Willamette River near the West D Street landing in Glenwood has been identified. It's the body of 49-year-old John Chartrand. Chartrand was from Eugene, and the medical examiner believes he drowned and had been in the water for several days. The examiner's office is waiting for toxicology reports, but they do say that they do not believe that foul play was involved. Oregon State bar officials have dismissed complaints against a Eugene lawyer who urged Ammon Bundy supporters to go online and file public records requests with state and federal authorities. The bar's assistant general counsel, Troy Wood, issued a letter Wednesday saying his office found that attorney Mike Arnold had not engaged in professional misconduct. 3 complaints from residents of New York, Massachusetts, and North Carolina had filed in April alleging that Arnold's call to action would harass government agencies who receive public records requests. Arnold maintained he only sought help from Bundy supporters to gather information for the defense. Arnold has been representing Bundy in the Malheur National Wildlife Refuge occupation case until he was replaced in May by Utah attorney Morgan Philpott. A new report raises concerns for users of well water in Oregon. Brad Ford has that story.
The U.S. Geological Survey says half of the states have a high percentage of wells with corrosive water that could leach lead from pipes. 44 million Americans get their water from wells, while states along the East Coast have the highest concern. Oregon, Washington, and Hawaii had a slightly lower, but still a high percentage. They say it's important that if you're using well water to have it tested for lead, which can cause neurological problems in children. I'm Brad Ford, KPNW.
Well, there was a large brush fire in the Eugene area yesterday on Emerald Street that could have spread very quickly and caused great problems. Fortunately, it was put out by neighbors. Now, The fire department says that it was caused by a person using a weed burner. Apparently, unintended vegetation caught fire and it started to spread. Investigators were called to East 17th Avenue for smoke from an apartment early this morning. That fire was intentionally set, and they say that further investigation on that has been turned over to Eugene Police. There's your fire info for the local area. Well, a federal appellate court has ruled that a subpoena seeking emails from former Oregon Governor John Kitzhaber as part of his influence peddling investigation is too broad. In a ruling yesterday, the 9th U.S. Circuit Court of Appeals reversed a lower court's order. Kitzhaber resigned in 2015 amid suspicion that his fiancée, Sylvia Hayes, a.k.a. the First Lady of Oregon, used her relationship with him to earn lucrative consulting contracts. Federal authorities are investigating, and the FBI has issued subpoenas for emails and thousands of other records for review by a grand jury. The couple have denied wrongdoing. In the ruling, the appellate panel said Kitzhaber had a reasonable expectation of privacy in much of his personal email and that the subpoena is unreasonable and invalid. The panel said it did expect another subpoena to be issued consistent with its ruling and that Kitzhaber cannot assert attorney-client privilege for any communication with attorneys for the state. Oregon Congressman Greg Walden is trying to get the gray wolf removed from the endangered species list in Oregon. Brad Ford has that story.
Gray wolves are making a recovery in Oregon.
Oregon's wolf population has grown by more than 40%.
Oregon lawmakers approved removing the wolves as part of the Oregon Wolf Plan, which continues to manage and protect the wolves. But Congressman Greg Walden says the federal listing conflicts with that.
We need to get to a single management strategy where we have local control under the Oregon State Plan.
A lawsuit by environmental groups had been dismissed but was recently reinstated. Walden's bill would strengthen the state's plan by removing the federal controls. Brad Ford, KPNW.
Oregon Congressman Greg Walden is joining the criticism of Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg for her comments about presidential candidate Donald Trump. Ginsburg called Trump a faker.
It diminishes the Supreme Court when a justice steps out of her robe or his robe and takes on a political mantle. That's not what that should be about.
Trump says Ginsburg should resign because, quote, her mind is shot. He also says she's an embarrassment and made, quote, very dumb political statements. By the way, the justice apologized for her comments earlier this morning. 6 dumpsters and trash bins were set on fire late Tuesday night in downtown Corvallis. And yesterday, a Lebanon man was in court accused of those crimes. 33-year-old Kenneth Jolly was arraigned in Benton County Circuit Court on several charges, including felony arson. If he's convicted, he could go away for over 20 years. Police say the fires were outside local businesses like Sky High Brewing and Pub and the Big River Restaurant. In fact, it was a cook at Big River that noticed the flames climbing the wall outside his restaurant around 11 p.m. Tuesday. The restaurant sustained $3,000 in damage. Jolly's next court appearance is coming up on July 21st. Oregon State University is remodeling one of its dorms to help students who are recovering from drug or alcohol addictions. The university announced its plans to establish a sober dorm just a month ago. It's the first housing community of its kind at any Oregon college or university. OSU Marketing and Communication Director Jennifer Vina said the Recovery Living and Learning community will be a substance-free space for students in recovery. It'll open this fall at Dixon Lodge. Oregon's 2 senators are working to improve the safety of trains pulling hazardous material like crude oil. Brad Ford reports.
Oregon Senators Jeff Merkley and Ron Wyden are pushing 2 bills to increase railroad safety following the oil train crash in Mosier. Senator Merkley says all hazardous materials crashes need to be investigated by the NTSB.
We learn every possible thing in a third-party investigation about why that happened.
The NTSB didn't investigate the Mosier crash due to a lack of resources. Senator Wyden says a proposed rule change to give communities notice when a hazardous materials train is coming through is a good start.
First responders in Oregon and across the country need to know when trains carrying hazardous material travel through their communities.
Support is growing for the bills. There's similar legislation in the House. Brad Ford, KPNW.
Oh, and finally this morning here, I just see this headline that just popped up. It says that Pokemon Go is released in the UK today. which I would assume leaves voters there disgusted that more strange-looking foreigners are on the loose in their country. It's 8:21. This look at the news brought to you by Burrito Amigos, the friendly ones. You're up to date from KPNW.
Wake Up Call Sports on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
The Academy Awards for Sports, the ESPYs, aired last night. LeBron James named the best male athlete, the best NBA player, and also awarded the ESPY for best championship performance in helping his Cavaliers win their first title. Brianna Stewart of national champ UConn earned the Female Athlete of the Year award. Golden State's Steph Curry won the award for best record-breaking performance as his Warriors won 73 regular season games. Curry acknowledged and thanked Carmelo Anthony, Chris Paul, Dwayne Wade, and LeBron James for their pleas of social change and peace in the cities. Here's Dwayne Wade.
The racial profiling has to stop. The shoot-to-kill mentality has to stop. Not seeing the value of black and brown bodies has to stop. But also the retaliation has to stop.
TNT analyst Greg Sager was given the Jimmy V Award. Portland Timbers let the Montreal Impact get back into the game last night just before halftime, tying it up at 1-1. The second half, there were a couple of close calls, but no scoring, and that's where we leave it. A 1-1 draw at Providence. And the Open Championship underway at Royal Troon in Scotland. Currently, Patrick Reed and Phil Mickelson sit atop the leaderboard at 5 under. 4 golfers, including Justin Leonard, sit at 4 under. Wake Up Call Sports on KPNW, brought to you by Max Muscle. Stop in and ask about Emerge, a refreshing energy drink without the negative effects and 14 flavors. News time, 8:22.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning. If you're headed out that door in the next few minutes, conditions are fairly calm. We've got completely clear skies out there. Temps right now in the low 50s with light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. Now, we do have a few clouds on the coast. I expect those will be gone by 10 a.m. as the high pressure is firmly in control. But the best news of all, this isn't your typical pocket of high pressure. It's fairly weak and it'll keep the skies clear. But the best news of all, it won't shoot the temps into the 90s or 100s. Mostly this afternoon, we'll see mid-80s across or reach into a few high 80s. Winds will pick up in the afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20 with a few gusts up to 25 or even 30, so be prepared for a breezy afternoon and have to pick up your patio furniture when you get home. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center, hoping you have a fantastic day.
Ramjack leads the way in foundation repair. Protect your investment. Get your free in-home evaluation at ramjackwest.com. Check out our exceptional online reviews, then choose Ramjack.
CCB 146906.
Need a little boost in energy this summer? Try Max Muscle's Emerge. It's a refreshing energy drink without the negative side effects, and it comes in 12 amazing flavors, including the new Caribbean Cooler. Try before you buy. Max Muscle, 2001 Franklin Boulevard.
A Budweiser, America, and Florida Georgia line.
I still remember our first big show. Budweiser's in the air, and hearing the crowd sing our song.
That's when it really feels like America is in our hands.
And when I'm holding a nice cold Budweiser that says America on the front.
That too. Cheers.
This Bud's for you.
Enjoy responsibly. Budweiser Beer, Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Have you ever thought you'd like to flip houses but didn't know how or where to get the money? Are you ready to be your own boss so you can start living the good life? Hi, I'm Preston Neely. I used to be so broke. I had my electricity turned off 9 times, but I figured out a way to quit my job and find financial freedom in real estate. For a limited time, I want to send you a free copy of my smash hit selling book, How to Get Rich in Real Estate. It shows you how to copy exactly what I did so you can make money from the comfort of your own home without even doing any manual labor. I've already given away 5,000 books and they're going fast. To get one before they're gone, call 1-800-661-5561. Listen, if you're sick and tired of stressing about money, this book could change your life. It's short, fun to read, easy to understand, and awesome. To find out how to get your free book while supplies last, call 1-800-661-5561. Call 1-800-661-5561. 1-800-661-5561.
Hiring people is probably the worst part of my job. It's such a hassle, the searching, the sorting through resumes. Most people don't have the right experience.
We started using ZipRecruiter about 3 months ago. Right from the start, you could tell it was going to make hiring a lot easier. One click and my job was posted to 100+ job boards, all the top sites.
All of the candidates came to my dashboard, and it's easy to compare them. Thumbs up if I liked them, thumbs down if I didn't. No emails and attachments, printing up docs, phone calls, none of that.
And I couldn't believe the number of great applicants we got. I had the person we needed within 1 week. I don't know how we hired before ZipRecruiter.
Whether you're looking to fill one position or 20, find the best candidates with ZipRecruiter, where your job is just one click away from 100+ job sites. ZipRecruiter, the fastest way to hire. And right now you can try ZipRecruiter free. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/quick. That's ZipRecruiter.com/quick. ZipRecruiter.com/quick.
You'll find us at home, at work, in the car. This is the Wake Up Call on News Radio 1120 KPNW.
News Radio 1120 KPNW. It's 8:27 Thursday, and that means it's time for a visit from Gary Conley, the president of Conley Capital. And, oh, look, over here on my radio right, here he is. Hello.
Hi.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm okay.
Good. You doing anything big this weekend? Going to go out and do a little Pokemon Go, are you?
No, I don't think so.
Not going to go out and find your Pikachu dragon or whatever it is?
No, I think I'll just go to the office.
You wanted to talk this morning about investing, in particular portfolio management. And we had talked one time long ago, I'm thinking it's a couple of years ago, and you mentioned that there was a particular type, I guess, or theory of portfolio management. And I was trying, as I was thinking about this yesterday, I was trying to remember what the name of it was, and it was some sort of portfolio management theory.
Yeah, it's called modern portfolio management theory, which came out of the University of Chicago in the 70s, I believe. And the main foundation that it's built on is that the market is made up of rationally acting profit maximizers as opposed to people and their emotions.
Which is pretty laughable if you just watched the aftermath of the Brexit vote. I mean, if you want a really obvious example of why that's not the case, just look at what happened after the Brexit vote.
Yeah, that would be one of the latest examples for sure.
Yeah.
And there are a lot of humans, of course, are rationally acting profit maximizers. That's why they're out playing Pokemon Go.
Okay. Yeah, a good point.
So what I wanted to do was just occasionally throw in a couple of principles or some things for people to think about in terms of their own investing.
Okay.
And so that's, I think that's what we'll do today for a bit.
All right. So as far as, so you have your assets, and obviously you want to allocate those assets in some form or another. A lot of times, you know, the idea is, and I think this goes back to modern portfolio management, is essentially not concentrating everything in one particular basket and spreading it across a variety of different things. So,
yeah, diversification.
Right.
And there's actually a problem with that. The other
of what, diversification?
Yeah, or there can be a problem with that. The other part, the opposite of that would be concentration, which would mean have your assets in a few different things that you think are going to do very well for whatever reason. One of the problems with diversification is if you get too diversified, what you have done is just basically sentenced yourself to the type of performance that, let's say, the market has, the stock market has. And so one diversification would be to just buy a Standard & Poor's 500 index fund, and then you might, that would be your stock allocation maybe. Maybe you buy some bonds, which would be another part of what most people have got, and maybe you have some kind of foreign assets, which have had a tendency lately to be correlated or basically all go the same way. So the diversification is supposed to protect you basically. If you looked at really, really successful investors, people like George Soros or Stanley Druckenmiller or Warren Buffett or Charlie Munger, Munger is Buffett's partner.
Right.
Yeah, what they would suggest that what you really ought to do is find some good things and concentrate in them. The stuff, in other words, have many of your eggs in the same basket, if not all of them. I love the way Munger said it once upon a time. He said, well, he was talking about diversification. He said, well, you can mix raisins and rabbit turds, but they're still rabbit turds.
Good point.
So, and so the problem...
well, the problem I see is, how do you know what's the right thing to concentrate in? And particularly if you're average Joe, Jane public, how do you know where to concentrate?
That's very difficult even for professional people.
Right.
Part of the problem with either diversification or concentration is the other piece that we wanted to talk about today, which is volatility. And the volatility is just the tendency or the degree to which things fluctuate very rapidly. And that has a tendency to spook humans. And so one of the things that in terms of either diversification is that I think you want to have some of your money in cash almost always, as we've talked before, or have the ability to leverage it cash. And the other thing is that you want to have your portfolio constructed in a way that the simple way to say is that you can sleep at night, but that you're not in something, whether it's a diversified portfolio of stocks or concentrated in something that if it gets too volatile, you're going to cough it up at the bottom. I mean, if you look at the stock market, for example, just lately, in the period of time from 2007 to 2009, it lost 60% of its value. Well, if that's your retirement savings or your college savings or anything else, it gets pretty close to that bottom and it looks like it's going to go to zero. So people have a tendency to cough them up. If you've got a market that's like from 2009 through 2015 that tripled and essentially went straight up, you actually want to have your portfolio constructed so that you're underperforming in a bull market like that. Because if you've got all of your money in there, whether it's diversified portfolio of stocks or whatever, and you actually are participating in 100% of the rise, that makes you very vulnerable to participating in 100% of the decline. And as opposed to the modern portfolio theorists, the people who are studying behavioral economics, which is actually the way people invest and behave, would suggest that the pain of loss is a lot greater than the satisfaction from gains. And so you may be full of yourself as things are going up and participating 100%, but the pain is highly likely to make most people cough them up at a bad time on the way down, and that over time is basically disastrous. Now, you could be, if you could make yourself be completely like an ostrich and just ride the stuff up and down over very long periods of time, that actually works pretty well, but it's not.
It doesn't come naturally.
It doesn't come naturally, that's for sure. You have to be an unusual bird to be able to do that. In fact, you have to be a relatively unusual bird to be successful at investing anyway. So you overlay that with the fact that most of the reason that things go up over time is because of economic growth. And we haven't had much of that lately. What we have had is a lot of money that's been printed, which has found its way into stocks and some other assets, financial assets and others. But that makes things a bit on the vulnerable side. So what we're really doing is looking for some way to either harness or control the volatility. We would rather harness it because it can be your friend if you can harness it. Many people are looking for ways to, and portfolio managers looking for ways to diversify and damp down the volatility. But what that does is sentence you to very mediocre results over time. And when things get rough, it does make people tend to cough them up at the bottom.
So the nugget would be what?
The nugget would be that you need to be thoughtful about how your assets are allocated and learn a little bit something about them, and be reasonably certain that you are in a position where you've thought about what you're going to do when things are volatile and volatile on the downside. Even make a little 3x5 card to stick on the wall about why it is that you bought the stuff, so that when you're staring at the ceiling at 2 in the morning and your stomach's jumping up and down, you at least understand why you did it. The other piece of the nugget is that to be a successful investor, you have to be mentally flexible. In other words, you can't really get completely married to anything, and you have to be able to change your mind when you get new data. And that's pretty tough for people too, because they get emotionally invested, particularly in things that are doing well or have done well.
All right. Vocabulary words, since we're talking about investing, let's define investment.
Okay, investment is an asset or item that's purchased with the hope that it'll generate income or appreciate in the future. And the dictionary, the investment dictionary, says that you have to differentiate that from speculation, which is basically just trading based on changes in price. But I would go a little bit farther than that. I would say that Madison Avenue has co-opt the word investment, because investing in a car is not an investment. That's a consumer item. The key to an investment is it's something that's purchased that's not going to be consumed. So the only way a car is an investment is if you happen to be the dealer, and even then it's not an investment because it's part of your working capital in your inventory.
Or it's an antique car that's going to appreciate because of its rarity.
Or that you hope it is anyway. Yeah. Right.
Good point.
So the hope or your analysis suggests that it might. So invest in a car, invest in a purse, without stepping on too many toes here, invest in a mattress, invest in anything else that is going to be consumed or depreciated is not really an investment. You could argue that investing in education, let's say, might be a sort of an investment, but even that, I think, if you look at student loans and the ability to get jobs, has been questionable lately. So be careful and don't let yourself be talked into an investment that's really something that you're consuming.
All right. Gary Conley of Conley Capital. ConleyCapital.com is where you can go. We'll see you next Thursday.
Yeah, now beer, that could be an investment.
That could be. Good point. All right. It is 8:38. News Radio 1120 KPNW.
The Bloomberg Market Report, sponsored by Pacific Continental Bank, serving your business and community in Eugene for over 40 years.
This is the Bloomberg Market Minute. The Dow and S&P are on track for records again. The Dow up 152 points, the Nasdaq up 37, and the S&P up 15. After J.P. Morgan Chase said second quarter profit fell almost 1.5%, but that beat analyst estimates. Fixed income trading revenue and loan growth were higher for Chase. It's the first of several big banks to report earnings this week. A surprise from the Bank of England. It had been expected to cut a key interest rate after holding rates steady for 7 years as Britain deals with the fallout from its vote to leave the EU, but policymakers say most expect action next month. Starbucks has a new partner, Italy's Princi Bakery. Starbucks plans to open Princi shops around the world and sell its baked goods at Starbucks Reserve cafes. Walmart has been campaigning for 3 years to bring factory jobs home, but it's not an easy fix. Walmart's finding when it does persuade companies to make products here, they're retooling to use fewer workers. I'm Adrienne Mitchell, Bloomberg.
Pacific Continental Bank is proud to call the Eugene-Springfield area home for more than 40 years. As your local banker, partner, and neighbor, we are committed to the health and sustainability of your business and our community. We know it takes more than a loan or deposit to help you succeed. It takes people who know you, your business, and your community. Who says we can't be more than a bank? Pacific Continental Bank, the right bank. Learn more at therightbank.com. Member FDIC.
I'm Jeremy.
And I'm Chris with Home Comfort. When we say the one to call,
the one means no matter what the problem.
From security lighting, generator systems, panel changeouts, service upgrades, with technicians available 24/7.
Or HVAC, from routine cleanings to breakdowns. Home Comfort's an independent American Standard heating and air conditioning dealer. So our highly skilled technicians will ready your house for any season.
Make one call to 541-345-2838.
Home Comfort, the one to call.
Just what the country needs.
There's never been a better time to buy a home security or gun safe than this Friday and Saturday at your Eugene Coastal. Every safe in the store is on sale. It's the Freedom Security by Liberty Factory Direct Safe Sale. Get the Fat Boy Jr. textured black safe for only $1199.99 plus a free $100 Coastal gift card. It's America's #1 selling gun safe with 60-minute fire rating. Plus get up to $400 off with instant savings and free gift card with safes priced at $2,000 and above. Freedom Security by Liberty features a lifetime warranty, and Coastal has delivery available. Ask about special financing from Wells Fargo. See store for details. The Freedom Security by Liberty Factory Direct Safe Sale, Friday and Saturday only. Coastal, since 1963, we're just what the country needs.
Coastal Farm and Ranch, we're just what the country needs.
In Eugene on West 6th, next to the Big Y.
Summertime, time to get in the car and go. Road trips can be great fun, but can turn the inside of your car into a mess. I'm David McNeil, founder of WeatherTech. Accidental spills from road stops and barbecue takeout can really ruin your vehicle's carpet. Good thing there's WeatherTech to the rescue. WeatherTech floor liners are made from the highest quality American-made materials and laser measured to perfectly fit and protect your vehicle. To learn more about our full line of automotive accessories, go to WeatherTech.com or call 1-800-CarMats.
You're unique, so why is your mattress one size fits all? Because a custom mattress costs thousands, until now. Hi, I'm Christian von Rickenbach, founder of HelixSleep.com, where you can buy a mattress online, customized for you for hundreds of dollars instead of thousands. Go to HelixSleep.com, answer a few simple questions, and we build you the most comfortable mattress you'll ever sleep on. Shipping is free, and you have 100 nights to try it out. Go to HelixSleep.com/go and get $50 off your order. HelixSleep.com/go.
KPNW weather brought to you by Ramjack West. Do you have foundation problems? Ramjack can fix that. Get your free quote at ramjackwest.com.
Good morning to you and yours. If you're headed out in the next few minutes, we've got a very calm weather pattern. Mostly clear skies out there, if not completely clear. Temps in the mid to low 50s and light winds out of the northwest at 5 to 10. We've got a pocket of high pressure that moved up from California. The good news is it's fairly weak. Not only will it keep the skies clear and the storm systems away, it won't have the ability to shoot the temps above 90 in most locations. That means this afternoon, mostly sunny skies dominate. Highs will be in the mid-80s to a couple of upper 80s. And winds, they're going to pick up in the afternoon out of the north at 15 to 20, with a few gusts up to 25. Now, we are tracking the next chance at rain. This high pressure will break down sometime Saturday morning, and a very weak system up off the edge of Canada will slide into the Pacific Northwest, bringing you chances of showers and cooler temps starting Saturday night into Sunday and even Monday. I'm Chief Meteorologist Chris Nation, the NBC 16 Weather Center. Hoping you have a great day out there.
Wayne County, Oregon, and the nation. Hear it here every day on the Wake Up Call. Holloway in London and News Radio 1120 KPNW.
843 News Radio 1120 KPNW. Joining us on the Wake Up Call. I'm going to talk a little bit about the McKinsey Business Association, and we've got a couple of members. First, from Springfield Buick is Corey Churchill, who didn't realize it was going to be live today.
Help me!
Yeah, had no idea that he was going to be on the air live. I'm assuming, I guess you just thought you were just going to, just come in and give us, background information?
I had no clue that there even was live radio anymore, actually.
Oh, really?
I mean,
really?
They say it's live, but I always figured everything was pre-recorded.
No, no, trust me. If we were pre-recorded, we would have edited the first 2 hours out. Serious.
Corey, are you related to Winston?
As far as I know, no. But we've never looked into it.
You're related to the Churchills that the school's named after?
No,
That's
not
the
even
same
from this
person.
area. No.
Winston Churchill.
Most of my family's on the coast, so and not very close on the Churchill side. So
you know what? Next time, I say you make up a story.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah, you say,
this is not getting any more exciting, is it?
Grandpa Winnie.
I'm related. I'm related to the folks that have the racetrack, the Downs. You could say that.
Oh, okay. There you go.
Also joining us from Springfield and AMCO, Brian Sutherland, who's the owner over there. Brian, welcome.
Good morning. Thank you.
So 19 years for you, and Brian, 12 years for you. What, I guess, if you've been in it that long, there must be some benefit. What is it?
Oh, absolutely. It's really the connections. The McKinsey Business Association. You have people that you see every Tuesday, so you can be pretty sure that they're going to be trustworthy partners with any kind of anything you need. So it's a really great group. We have a lot of fun.
Yeah, there's veterinarians, there's doctor, dentists, attorneys, Springfield Buick, AMCO. I mean, there's tons of different businesses, and you build a good relationship with them over the years.
Can you actually quantify, though, in a way that it actually helps business? I mean, it's one thing to get to know the other business people in town, and that's, it's always nice to have that kind of network, but to be able to say, okay, by doing this, I'm actually increasing my business. I mean,
when you have that relationship with somebody, you build up trust, and then they refer their friends or other business associates they know to you when they have a problem or need some kind of service work or whatever.
Yeah.
That's what's helped me personally.
Yeah, exactly. There's how many transmission shops in this area. And, I mean, Brian, we know is a trustworthy person. They'll back up his work, and so it really works out well.
How difficult is it to join the network? I mean, if somebody wants to be a part of it, what's the process?
Well, basically, there's one of each business. So
if you have a new business that you could create.
we already have a lawyer, so another lawyer couldn't join.
Right.
We already have a car dealership, so another car dealership.
So really, the only reason you're staying in there is just to keep all the other car dealerships out. That's it, isn't it? Isn't that
actually,
it? Isn't that, come on, be honest.
Actually, as a single-line Buick store, a lot of people buy cars at other places because we don't always have the right thing for everybody, and that's okay. It's still.
Wow, you're willing to admit that. We don't have everything for everybody.
I can't expect everybody to buy a Buick when they need a 3/4 ton pickup to pull a trailer, and I might.
It's a little
have
tough to pull an
one,
Enclave with a camping trailer behind it.
Yeah. Okay, well, that makes perfect sense. Over the years, I mean, as you've watched things kind of come and go, and different businesses maybe come and go. What would you say, and particularly because you network with each other, what are some of the things, Brian, that you have noticed that the successful businesses in Springfield are doing to, basically get to a point where they've got the kind of longevity that some of them have had?
Well, I think for us it's customer service. I mean, you're nice to these people when they come in. You're nice when they leave. They're coming to you and they're paying you money to perform a service for them. That's almost an honor for me to have customers that come back over and over and over again to me. So taking care of your customers is just the best way to do it. Be fair priced and do a great service and smile and be happy, and I think those customers keep coming back.
Okay, so for him, customer service. I mean, so we know that customer service is. What is there anything else that you would say is?
I couldn't have said it any better. I think as long as you take care of your people, they'll take care of you, and that's really it. We like to think of our customers as our people, and
if you take care of your employees, in turn, they will take care of your customers. That's a big plus as well.
What have you, I mean, I'm curious about the NBA over the last couple of years when things got a little rocky, since you've been in both for so long. When the bottom fell out, how was being a part of the NBA, how did that kind of help and assist and you could actually quantify and kind of hang your head on, hey, this really did help this much?
Right.
Well, I personally, when maybe it was early 2008 or so, when things were really slow through that time period, could walk out into the shop, and a couple times, I had 2 or 3 jobs there that were absolute referrals from other people in the McKinsey Business Association. So you walk out and you see that and you go, well, this is working.
How did you find out about it?
Rick Parr at Norm's Auto Repair, who's also a member, he got a hold of me. We had a relationship before that. We did work for them. Mm-hmm. And he said, you ought to think about joining this group. So I went to a meeting, and everybody was very friendly and nice, and it's like, yeah, let's do this. So that's how I got into it.
What about you, Corey?
We've been in the group for a long time. I've been going there for 19 or 20 years, but we had reps before that. I'm not exactly sure how we originally got into it.
So you got fingered. You were the one. Okay, Corey. You're up.
Kind of.
You're up. You're up next, buddy.
Actually,
go get him, buddy.
I was really nervous at first. I was like, what?
Longest inning of your
and
life.
I have to get up early on Tuesday morning. I wasn't married at the time, so when we met, I was already there. It's like, nope, Tuesday mornings, that's NBA.
Tell us more about your relationship. So how does a person go about joining? What do they have to do?
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
you can come to a meeting, get a hold of one of the people that are already in the group, I guess, and come to a meeting and have breakfast with us. And there are certain open categories. There's quite a few open categories that we're welcoming, and come to breakfast and see if you like it, and meet a bunch of people, and you fill out some paperwork, and the board votes on you, and you join.
Oh, do you have to go in and convince them?
No, it's pretty.
I need to be a part of your group. Really,
No.
you need to have me.
There's no bagging,
Please?
no bagging at all.
Really, none of that.
None at all.
Oh,
we do
okay.
take
No
gratuities
begging.
though.
Yeah, we're still
Yeah.
doing background checks and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But not, you don't have to be.
Not like federal background checks, like if you're buying a firearm or something. But it's
Oh, that's too bad.
It's
You need to have your thumbprint.
That's right.
If you're a company and there's several people that we know that have had bad experiences with you, they may not like that. But I don't think we've ever ran into that I recall.
All right.
In the time I've been there.
So, if folks want more information, what do they do? Where do they go? Website?
Yes, there's a McKinsey Business Association website. I'm not exactly sure what that is. You've
Google
got a computer.
McKinsey
Google
Business
it.
Association, and they'll have it for you.
MBA.com or
Boy, it's
.org
just
or
in
something
my
like
system.
that.
I have no clue what the actual website is. That's
I'd
bad.
whip out my phone, but it's turned off right now.
That's the way that it's kind of gone this morning. Really
There's that glass ceiling
that
you're talking about.
that glass ceiling is shattered a long time ago.
Yeah, if you put in McKinsey Business Association, I'm sure it would come up.
Yeah. All right. Corey Churchill from Springfield Buick and Brian Sutherland from AMCO of Springfield, a couple of members of the McKinsey Business Association. If you want more, Google them, McKinsey Business Association. Find out how you can help your business grow a little bit. And that's pretty much going to be a wrap for us. It's 8:53. Coming up tomorrow, I think you're going to have, one more pair of tickets for James Taylor you're going to give away? The last
potentially
6 o'clock hour, I'm thinking you're going to do that?
Just so you know.
What?
Just so you know, 3 more hours if you want to be, if you want to get in on the last second, if you want to be part of the golf tournament, $99 for 2 people at the Springfield Golf Club. It is the 7th annual Wake Up Call Mattress Mania Team Challenge. And basically, you have a shot at $1 million. You get free lunch. It's a great deal at a country club-esque golf club happening tomorrow. You've got 3 hours to register. KPNW.com. They're going to cut it off at 12 o'clock. So between now and 12 o'clock, if you jump on KPNW.com, you can register while spots remain, and we'll see you tomorrow. 6:05, a special show as we get ready for the big tournament right here.
Shift into savings now at your local Kubota dealer. Take on the tough jobs in a tractor you'll be proud to own. A powerful Kubota Standard L Series. With the right combination of dependable horsepower, high-quality construction, and ease of operation, they're perfect for the independent property owner. Now get financing as low as 0% APR for up to 5 years. Now through September 30th, 2016. Call toll-free 1-800-794-4992 for details about costs and terms. Mid-Valley Tractor. Family-owned,